Everybody, welcome to Kiki Loves Nigeria. How y'all doing this evening? Excuse me. I'm trying to make sure y'all can hear me and that the volume is up. Yep, the volume is up. Just making sure everybody can hear me, making sure everybody is here. Yeah, okay, everything is set up. I see people coming in because we have a lot to talk about tonight, and I don't even know where to begin. I mean, there's so many sides to this story that I don't even know where to begin. But I know there's a lot of information, and I know there's a lot of passion going around. I know there's money going around. I know there's scamming allegations being thrown around. Just a lot. Just a lot. So let me get to the script, y'all, so we can get started. All right. All right, let me put up Stephanie. Stephanie is here. Brown Eyes is here. Hey, y'all. Brown Eyes is here. Stephanie is here. Stephanie says, welcome to another Kiki Loves Nigeria live broadcast. We are glad you are here. Please give the video a like and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. All right. So, because we got a lot to talk about, and y'all know me, I like to talk. So we got to get started. So, welcome again to another live stream. My name is Kiki Loves Nigeria. I am the host of this show. And in this space, we call this the Truth and Awareness. This space is about truth, awareness, and y'all know what? Empowerment. Because we empower you to make your own decisions, to make the right decisions, all right? To make informed decisions. So tonight, we're diving deep once again into this shocking story. This story is mind-boggling, okay? We started to talk about this weeks ago, but we didn't have enough information. See, that's the thing about YouTube. Like YouTube, the streets on YouTube be talking, and they talk real quick, right? Word get out real quick. But the facts will follow later, all right? So you kind of have to be careful because you don't know the whole story. So you got to wait a little bit, till you get more facts before you get on the story. So we didn't have really any facts. All we saw was 2 videos by Phoenix and what's his name? T3 and me. All we had were those videos, right? But now, oh my God, we have tons of information. I would love to have some receipts, that I could show you, but we don't have that, but we have videos. And the videos, we have Dr. What's her name? Ericana. We have her herself. I mean, not here, but we have her video. That's a receipt right there. So this shocking story involves this, y'all. It was over 1,200 African Americans allegedly, because we got to say allegedly, even though she admitted she owed them the money, allegedly scammed out of $835 each. All right. So you'll say, well, $835, that's nothing. But if it's $835 by 1,200 people, that's a completely different story. All right. They were scammed allegedly by this organization that she's in charge of, which is called ADDI. Remember when we were talking about Burkina Faso? Somebody from that organization came onto our show and wanted to tell us all about ADDI. And we were like, nah, we don't want to know nothing about that. We just want to know about these allegations. And the person who wanted to really just come onto the platform and talk to us about ADDI, we weren't interested. Well, guess what we find out? That is the African Diaspora Development Institute. And they are the ones who is sponsoring this program. This was a whole SHIT show. All right. That's what this was. This was a whole SHIT show. So they promised, I don't know why they did this, I don't know why they thought it was a good idea, but they promised instant citizenship in Burkina Faso. Now think about that. An outside organization. They're not citizens. They're not members of Congress there. They're not anything there. Nothing. All right. But they're taking $835 from 1,200 Black Americans, and they're promising them instant citizenship in Burkina Faso. Now, how does that even work? But let me finish. Okay. They were told, they were told they will become citizens of this African nation overnight. So it was no process. All right. It was no, you know how you to become first you got to become a permanent resident. It's a process to become a citizen. You don't just become a citizen unless you're born there. Even if you marry one of them, you still are not a citizen. You got to go through the whole process. So they were promising that you don't even have to go through this process. You just become a citizen overnight. But what really happened? What really happened? Was that really what happened? Could that really happen? No, that could not happen. So my question then becomes, who was behind this lie? Was this lie deliberately put in a pot and cooked up and served to the people? Served to us? Because we were the ones targeted. We were the ones targeted. Let me make sure y'all can hear me because I'm on a whole different page. All right, y'all can hear me. Oh, wait a minute. What's this say? Can y'all hear me okay? Stephanie, can you hear me? Yes, the studio is choppy. Okay, tell me if y'all can hear me okay. Your mic is cracking. All right, is it still cracking? Tell me if the mic is still cracking before I go on. Because the page I'm on, I can't see y'all comments. All out failed CIA attack against Pan-Africanism. Why would they be doing that though? Make that make sense. Check your mic connection. Okay, my mic isn't. Let me connect this microphone. Hold on, y'all. Stephanie, my phone is across the room, so you can't text me. So hold on, y'all. Let me plug in this other microphone. Oops, I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all like, dang, girl. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Something happened. All right, how about that, Stephanie? Can you hear me now? So I got the microphone. Will you pass me my phone, please? All right, tell me, can you? Because y'all got to hear this, honey. This is some deep stuff. What? Sent. Okay. So you sent me a text. Okay, let me go get the phone. Did you get a chance to visit Cynthia? No. Why would I do that? I'm not. Honey, I don't play games like that. I don't do that. I don't play games like that. Stephanie, text me. Tell me if you can hear me now. So why would I do that? Can y'all hear me? All right. Steph said y'all can hear me. So why would I do that? But getting back to what we were saying, because honey, I got to get on this, okay? Because this don't make no sense. This done made. This is unbelievable. Let me just get on this. Okay. Fix mic connection. Okay, she said it's better. So Steph, this is better, right? Okay. Can y'all hear me? I got the other microphone. That was a computer one. I think I need another computer. I think I'm doing too much YouTube stuff on this one. can't handle it. All right, so, thank you. Okay, y'all, let's get back to this. I had to turn off one of them lights. Okay, so look, y'all, this was a promise of instant citizenship. And y'all know, let me take this sweater off. Y'all know, instant citizenship, hold on, y'all, I gotta take this sweater off. Y'all know, instant citizenship, oh shoot, that's not nothing like a person can promise. Like Congress has to pass laws for that kind of stuff to happen. So I'm not sure why people were believing this and there were no laws, because you would see it would have been a big deal. You know, it would have been legislation, it would have been meetings, it would have been all kind of things happening. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't have been like nobody would have known about this. So this was really a big deal. Your channel is being recorded. What you mean my channel is being recorded? That is why you sound the way you do. Oh, so they're recording me? Okay. Well, let me give you something to record. Okay. So let me get to the get down. Okay. So this instant, for one, like I'm saying, citizenship don't come like that. All right. Everybody know that citizenship, it has to come through Congress. You can't just give somebody citizenship, especially an outside organization. Okay. So they were told that they would become citizens according to these people. All right. These 1,200 people. Well, we've only heard from 3. So it's 1,200. And that's another thing. I'm like, but it's 1,200. Where the rest of them at? If it's 1,200, we should at least hear from at least 10%. 10% should at least speak out. But we've only heard from 3. Well, only 3 on YouTube. So I don't know, maybe it's more out there in different places that we haven't heard, but it's only 3 I've heard from YouTube. Okay. They were told, oh, but Go Black to Africa said they had written him. So he had people writing him. So maybe that's where they are. Okay. Maybe that's where, hold on. Maybe that's where they are. Like maybe they're writing him. All right. So let me get back to this. They were told they would become citizens of this nation overnight, which we know is impossible. So these people were left wondering what happened, you know, who was behind all this. But I'm wondering who was behind all this lie, because this had to be a lie from Jump Street, because there's no way this could have been the truth. You can't give anybody overnight citizenship unless you're the Congress of that country, and there are laws that have to be passed. You can't just do that. Okay. And this is why Dr. Africana, you know, I can't say her last name, the former African Union ambassador of the U.S. was coming up in this controversy. All right. I guess this is her group. This is her organization. She is behind ADDI. ADDI. She's behind them. All right. This is her organization. This is her nonprofit organization. Go Black to Africa did a wonderful job at presenting the information about her nonprofit organization. He went and got the IRS form. Everything we do, he did it. All right. He went and showed you everything. All right. So this is a nonprofit organization whose goal, it says, is to help us invest. And that is a problem. That's something. We're going to get to that. Okay. So, but before we do any of that, I need to get this fair use stuff out here, okay? Before we go any further, all right? Because y'all know me, I will start talking and we will get to talk. I'll get to doing something else. So let me get this up here so we can get this up here right away. All right. So we're going to put this fair use up here because I'm about to use other people's videos. All right. So the content on Kiki Loves Nigeria may contain copyrighted content. However, no copyright infringement is intended. Copyrighted material used in this channel falls under the Fair Use, Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which states copyrighted material can be used for education, research, teaching, and commentary purposes, which is explicit goal of this channel. All right, the views and thoughts and opinions. All right, everybody's entitled to their views and thoughts and opinion. Just because somebody voices their view, thought, or opinion does not mean it belongs to me or this channel. All right, so that's what I want you to know. It does not belong to the community, the host, or this channel. So let me get back to my script. Okay, so again, this video is for educational and commentary purposes only. All video clips and material used tonight fall under fair use for criticism, discussion, and public awareness, because that's our goal, to bring public awareness. Everything you hear tonight reflects my personal opinion, people, and my interpretation of the facts based on public information. Do you understand that? It's my personal opinion. It's my interpretation of the facts based on the public information that I viewed. All right. Now, I want to know how many of y'all before tonight has heard about this ADDI organization. Did y'all know about this? Did y'all know? And they took a trip there in 2024. So, did y'all know about this? Did y'all know that Dr. Arikana was the head of this organization? Did you know she had started this organization? So people who don't know about her, let me give y'all a little background before we start, because I had to look it up, because I was like, I'm not really a Pan-Africanist. I'm just kind of just a neutral person. I like just being my own person, because I like to follow my own rules. I don't like to be told who I can be friends with, who I can't be friends with, who I can follow and who I can't follow. I don't like that kind of stuff. So I don't like to belong to organizations. I like to just be my own person. Now let me put my glasses on, because y'all know I'm about to destroy this. So I'm not a Pan-Africanist. I'm not anything. I'm just Kiki Loves Nigeria. That's all I am. I don't claim any titles. I don't claim any of that. I'm friends with who's friends with me. I'm cool with whoever's cool with me. That's how I say it. All right. If you're cool with me, then I'm cool with you. All right. So let me tell you about this lady, Dr. Arikana. Dr. Arikana, all right, she was fired from the African Union as the AU ambassador of the United States in 2019. The AU's official explanation was that her appointment was terminated due to the discretion of the AU Commission chairperson, citing an official audit that alleged financial irregularities and abuse of office. However, the termination sparked significant controversy, with many of her supporters arguing she was dismissed because of her vocal criticism of colonial powers and their ongoing influence in Africa. Okay, but if that is the case, then how could they prove this misappropriation of funds? Is that what it was? Explanation of Trump because of oversight of an audit, financial abuse of her office, and irregularity. Let's see what else they say. The AU's official judgment. In 2019, the press release, the AU stated that her tenure was terminated in line with the terms of her political appointment. An internal audit revealed later in 2020 cited unauthorized use of AU funds for projects not approved by the commission. You cannot do that. You cannot take public money and decide you want to do, you cannot take public money and decide you want to do with whatever you want to do with it. You can't do that. All right. The audit also alleged she inappropriately improperly registered entities and endorsed the diplomatic status of individuals not officially affiliated with the AU. And that sounds like some type of fraudulent activity to me. Was that one of the things up here also? Abusive office. Yeah, that would be abusive power and abusive office. Now, this is the allegation of her supporters. Many supporters believe that the termination was retribution to her for her outspoken anti-colonial speeches. They claim her strong advocacy for more unified and independent Africa challenged powerful external interest. An online petition was launched to demand her reinstatement following the news of her dismissal. Let me make sure y'all can see all this. All right. So, contradictory statements. The AU publicly denied that her, The AU publicly denied that her termination was related to her public statements. So they said that ain't true. However, the controversy over her removal has presented with supporters continuing to leak her activism rather than the official charges of financial mismanagement. So, they went back and did an internal audit and they said it was financial mismanagement, but her supporters are saying they only did the financial mismanagement. I don't know how you can do that because they go back and look at your records unless they're saying that they went back and did some funny business with her records. I mean, is that what they're accusing them of? Because I don't see how that would happen. I just don't. Okay. So her supporters are saying it's all a lie. They just don't want her there. So I was like, okay, so this is the lady who's in charge of this ADDI. I'm like, what? They can't be serious. People can't be seriously following this lady who was dismissed, who was let go, who was terminated from the African Union because she misappropriated funds. And it wasn't even allegedly. They said she did it. They proved she did it and let her go. There's no alleging to that. So the fact that she's in charge of this ADDI and people are really investing in it and getting on board, I'm blown away. My mind is blown. 1,200 people? After 1,200 people believe this was a lie. 1,200 people believe the AU was ganging up on her. They believe that. And fabricate, because they have to fabricate the evidence because that's what you're accusing them of. So they did all of that for her. Why? You see, people say whatever they want to in front of cameras, but you don't know what's going on behind closed doors when cameras are off. You don't know that. You have no clue. We don't know what was really being said. We know she was. Well, I mean, you all said I don't really watch the lady, but you all said she was. The report said she was making anti-colonial speech. But if that's against the AU policy, and you can't do that, then they could let her go for that too. So I don't know. I don't know about that part. Okay. I don't know about that part. But to say they let her go because of that and they went and did all this fraudulent activity, that to me seems, I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but that just make sense. Okay. Please make that make sense. There should be some evidence. There should be something. Who followed her though? Like, did she cause any revolutions? Did any country revolt because of her? Was anybody like abandoning ships because of her? After being dismissed from her role as the African Union ambassador, so she was let go in the United States, Dr. Eric founded a new service. Founded and now serves as the president of the African Diaspora Development Institute, the ADDI, which is an organization dedicated to mobilize. Now listen to what they're dedicated to. Not your citizenship. Not your citizenship. Please listen to what I'm about to say. ADDI is an organization dedicated to mobilizing and uniting the African diaspora to participate in the development of the African continent. All of these go back to Africa stuff. It ain't about your citizenship. See, you hear what you want to hear. Like I told you, Mary J. Blige, y'all so in love with Africa that you just hear what you want to hear. Because ain't nowhere in this statement does it say, we're going to help you get your citizenship. Our mission is citizenship. No. Their mission is to get your money. To get your money so you can help develop the African continent. That's what their mission is. That's what it is. Nowhere on here does it say citizenship. So what was the citizenship? Just a little bone to throw out there so y'all would bite? Because they know, oh, them Black Americans, oh, they always want to be citizens. They always want to be someplace else than America. So let's throw them a dog, throw these dogs a bone. Throw them an African bone, honey. You know when you throw them an African bone, they gonna bite. ADDI's mission. Listen to the dang on mission, people. Listen to the dang on mission. Encouraging return and what? Investment. Did I say citizenship? No, I said investment. ADDI works to get people of African descent or the diaspora to return home to Africa and invest in business and development opportunities. Not your dang on house. Not your dang on little bitty mom and pop store. And certainly not your citizenship. It ain't nowhere on there. They talking about developing the dang on nation. Development opportunities. That's what they talking about. Development opportunities. That means on a massive scale. Not you building a house. That's not a business and development opportunity. Not your citizenship. That's not a business and development opportunity. So once again, it's right here in black and white. What they offer you, what they're selling to you, what you're buying into. But let's continue. Maybe it's further down the line and I just ain't got to it yet. Come on, let's see. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. If I am, I'll apologize. Building centers of excellence as a part of its Wakanda. Wakanda. Wasn't that a movie? A movie? Y'all talking about a movie? One Village Project. ADDI plans to build five African centers of excellence across the continent. These smart cities would feature state-of-the-art healthcare, education, and industrial infrastructure. Let me make sure y'all can hear everything I'm saying. Yes, you can. Good. Let's continue. Because I'm still trying to figure out why you gave her this money when I haven't read not one time that this organization is about citizenship. But let me continue. Promoting unity, The organization seeks to heal the wounds left by slavery. That's an emotional sale. That's an emotional buy. This organization is all about your emotions. The organization seeks to heal the wounds of slavery and colonialism by reconnecting people of African descent to their ancestral homeland. And again, this is only my own personal opinion and how I personally interpret what I'm reading. And I would say this is emotion. This is pulling on my heartstrings. There's no way invest in my heartstrings, my slavery, my ancestral past connected with slavery should be in the same document. Are you selling me something? Are you trying to stroke my heal the wounds from the past? Because what you're saying, what you're selling me is going to heal my wounds from my past. African descent with their ancestral homeland, economic empowerment. ADDI aims to leverage the skills of the financial resources of the diaspora to drive suitable economic growth and end the exploitation of Africa's resources. It don't say nothing about your citizenship, current activities. They're active, engaging African nations. ADDI is actively building relationships with African governments. They had delegations with countries like Namibia, Burkina Faso, to identify. It say right here, y'all, it say they identifying investment opportunities, honey. And what's this other one? Partnerships. I don't see nothing about they supposed to be doing some helping y'all get citizenship. Where y'all get that from? Did y'all read the documents? Did y'all even ask Google? Did you even ask AI? Did you even ask Chat GPT, whatever the name is? You ain't got to do nothing. You can even pick up your phone and ask Gemini. Gemini will tell you. Did you do that? You couldn't have. Because nowhere on here, but let me finish, Lord. Let me finish. Because this is getting old. This is getting old. We just look stupid all the time. All the time we look stupid. The information is right here. So let's finish. Mobilizing local tractors. The Institute is launching local chapters in various countries like St. Lucia and the UK to engage and organize the diaspora. Okay. Countering misinformation. Dr. Ericana has released videos to defend ADDI's work and address their critics. So let's get to what they're doing in Burkina Faso. All right. Let me get to see what y'all got to say. All right. So when I asked about that and I read all that, I said, okay, well, let me because this Chat GPT stuff will do it all for you. So ignorance now is a choice. You can willfully choose to be ignorant now because this little AI stuff does everything for you. For you. All right. People are using our desire to be accepted in the motherland. That's why, hey, Diaspora Connect. That's why we can't be like that. We can't walk here. Let me show y'all. Let me get up here so y'all can see me talking. We can't be like that. All right. We can't go around being desperate. We can't walk around with our heart in our hand. Oh, please be my friend. Oh, please take me. Oh, please let me come home. Oh, please. No. You got to be strong and independent. You got to love yourself no matter where you come from. No matter where you come from. You got to learn to reach deep inside and love you. And see, that's the problem. That's the problem. It ain't where you come from. It's about loving you. And we got to learn to love ourselves. And these people know, these Black Americans, they don't love themselves. They don't love themselves. If they love themselves, they wouldn't get played like fools all the time. This is right here in black and white. I'm reading it. Y'all couldn't do the same thing. All 1,200 of y'all couldn't read it. All 1,200 of y'all could not sit down and say, well, dang, immigration is a Congress thing. A company can't dictate immigration of another country. Nobody could do that either. Out of the 1,200 people, nobody could do that. Let me finish. Let me finish this. Let me finish this. And this woman, y'all know she got fired? Y'all know she got fired from the AU? They said she misappropriated funds there. You know what she got accused of there? You know. You know. If you're a Pan-African, you know. But like OSHAY say, you take up her foolishness. You see what they do to me for telling the truth? These people have tried I don't know how many times to destroy my whole entire life. And for what? Telling y'all, oh, they scamming. And they are. It ain't like I'm lying. Ain't not one time can somebody say that girl lying. Can't nobody say that. Nobody. So why would you be mad, that angry, have that much hatred in your heart for somebody who's trying to save the people from being scammed? Because you know why? Because you are a part of the scam. Because you are a part of the scam. Somebody's getting off of this. Somebody besides Dr. Ericana, she must got like middlemen who go out like Kenza and bring the people in, like Daniel, and go get the sheep. Because how in the world is 1,200 people following somebody that was fired from the AU for misappropriation of funds? How? How? And how are 1,200 people believing they're going to get instant citizenship? You even know through Blacksit. We know through her. That ain't no instant nothing. You got to go through Congress. How many times did you see her going to Congress? How many times did you see her meeting with state people? Do y'all got any proof of this woman ever sat down and met with a dog, a cat, a chicken, a rooster, a hen, a cat, anybody? And talked about this? Do you? In that government. I ain't talking about other people. I'm talking about in that Burkina Faso. What? Let me calm down. In that government, do you have pictures? Do you have images? Do you have video where you see them sitting down negotiating like you did with Miss Blacksit? We knew she was trying to do that. We saw proof of that. Did y'all ever see proof of this? Now, see, I don't know because I don't follow this. I don't get involved in giving people my money. I don't do that. And I'm not a Pan-Africanist. So I don't follow this. So did y'all ask them questions? I know y'all Pan-Africans is on here. So answer the questions for me, please, y'all. Please. Well, hey, Miss Smith, thank you. Hello to you, too. Yeah, Steph, that institute. Miss Wanda says, Miss Diaspora, honey, I call her Miss Tanzania. Miss Tanzania says, you love Africa and you are from America, so you are connected, a Pan-African. Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. Okay. And I do love Africa, and I am from America, and I am connected. But I'm not going to be no fool for nobody. And that's the thing about me. I do love Africa, but I'm not going to be no fool for Africa. I'm not going to be a fool for nobody. And I'm going to look you in your face and tell you I love you and tell you the truth about you. I sure am. I sure am. Yep, I emailed you about ADDI and how they run the same circles and other. Okay, I'm going to have to, because you know what? Y'all know I get busy and I can't. I'm sorry. I fall behind. And I got so many emails that I have to go through and I don't get them. I don't get them on time. I don't. There was one, I was looking through my, what is that? What's up? I had a message from last year that I just saw this year. So please don't think Kiki trying to be funny. No. Know that Kiki is like got a real busy job and Kiki trying to do YouTube too. And that's a lot. All right. So if I don't answer and you think it's something really important, just call me on WhatsApp. Oh, if I don't answer on WhatsApp, because you know the time difference, you know I'll be at where I work at. You know what I have to do. So you leave me a voice clip. You know what I'm talking about? That's how I get it. Like when you sent me that other stuff. And I got that because I saw that. Like, and I was like, what is this? So if it's real important, y'all gotta hit me up on WhatsApp. And you gotta keep on. Like you gotta leave me a voice clip. If I don't respond, no, oh, she didn't see it. So let me send her another one. Okay? Because we gotta work together because y'all know I'm busy and I'm just one person. I don't have no staff. DJT says she ain't never heard of him. Honey, I hadn't either because I done this story. So y'all saying hey to everybody. Yeah, it's the blind leading the blind. Can you love the continent of Africa and not be a Pan-African? Yeah, Miss Tanzania, answer that. Can we love Africa and not be a Pan-African? Because I thought a Pan-African was like them people who want to go back and gonna invest all their money into building Africa, and I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I believe that you got to take care of where we come from. You know, like O'Shea was saying, somebody was saying us first. I mean, God tell you that. How you feed another man before you feed yourself? How you build somebody else's house before you build your own house? And then, like he was saying, how we got to turn our back on our own culture. And you do pretty much. Why? Why we got to reject our culture? Why? If that's our home, we should we should truly, as she says, Africa, everybody got a home. Okay, everybody got a homeland. Why do we gotta, when we go back to supposedly our homeland, why do we have to play down who we are? Why do we have to change who we are if that's our home? That's my question. Yes, development. Oh, I'm not finished, honey. Yes, break it down, sis. That's why I said residency is fine if you want to live in Africa. It sure is. Get your money and send your money back and send your money back home broke. Yeah, back home broke. Hey, hey, African goddess. Yeah, back home broke. Yeah, give us your money. What kind of fool do they think? That just make me feel like people think we stupid because of these. Because what I'm telling y'all, because of what they see over there. Y'all see the fools they see over there. Y'all see the passport grannies over there being straight fools. And what is these 1,200 people? Y'all think they thinking these people are not fools? You think they're not sitting together laughing, calling them fools too? You think they're not? You think they're not? They sitting up talking about us. Yes, Dr. Africana is a scam, but she's mainly focused on Africans living abroad. Her stuff with taking Black Americans to Africa is a new side scam. A new scam. Well, she shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have done that. No, yeah, a Wakanda village, and we supposed to go for that. Yeah, something that ain't even real. Pals in the sky. Hey, hey, how you doing? Remember Wakanda that was never built. Yeah, remember? So I guess that was her first little scam. Um, she has a video where she took some Black Americans to Burkina Faso. Yes, that's the video. Yes, that's the ones O'Shea was talking. No, who was talking about that? She was, yes, she was promoting citizenship. The heifer ad, that heifer, Dr. Africana even lives in a former plantation. That's the one who lived in the plantation. Somebody told me about her because I told y'all I don't pay attention. And they said she lives in a plantation, a real plantation. That's how you know she ain't one of us. That's how she know, you know. Because one of us could never live there because we knew what go on. We know what go on there. And I know that place is haunted wherever she lived, but that's the one they told me about. I expect the worst from baby boomers worldwide. Oh, that's horrible. The biggest love affair you have is with yourself. Thank you, Cotton Top. Miss Tanzania says, Black folks don't like to read and let others read to them and tell them what. And that's what's going on. Somebody just telling them what to believe, and they're believing it. Her supporters claim she was fired. Yeah, that's what they said. But no, there was an internal audit, and they found out she wasn't doing the right thing with her money, and she was misusing her power. Yeah, Africans take us for granted. All right, let me finish reading this because I got a lot, y'all. All right, then I said, okay, tell me about this ADDI. They said it was launched for several incentives in Burkina Faso, centered on encouraging diaspora investment, cultural exchange, and listen, and the potential for the potential citizenship for people of African descent. It doesn't say the potential investment. It doesn't say the potential cultural exchange. But where does it get sketchy? Where does it say, hold up, wait a minute? When it comes to the citizenship. When that part is potential. That's just potential. These efforts are being conducted in close partnership with the country's transitional government led by the Captain Toure. All right, now, this is a transitional government, which means it's not a permanent government. It's from my understanding, it's the government that's in power until the real government comes. So like O'Shea said, why would you be trying to even encourage people to invest in a place that is clearly unstable, to relocate to a place that is clearly unstable? Investment in citizenship. They encourage investment. ADDI this was in 2024. This is when they brought the 200 people to Burkina Faso to explore investment opportunities. The organization is arranging another major trip on October and November of 2025, which includes an investment summit. So the first trip was to encourage investment, and explore investment opportunities. So then in 2005, Pathways to Citizenship, the ADDI began hosting meetings to discuss pathways to citizenship and permanent residency for members of the African diaspora. So the ADDI began hosting meetings. Okay. But where's the government? They can host all the meetings they want, y'all. But if they don't have a government official there, if they don't have the backing of the government there, this is all just a smoke and mirrors, pretty much. Special disposition may be granted for members who invest. Listen, oh, this is sad. According to the ADDI, special disposition may be granted to members who invest in the country. So this is another I'ma get you tactic. If you invest in the country, you may be given special consideration for citizenship. The more you invest, the more consideration you're going to be given for potential citizenship. Look, potentially shortening the standard 10-year residency period. So they do. I told you this country already has residency laws. So basically, you have to be there 10 years to become a resident, a permanent resident. So this is just smoke. This is a game, in my personal opinion. This is just a game because this is saying potential. If you invest this money, you have the potential of becoming a permanent resident. Government backing. These incentives are being carried out with the support of the Burkinabe, what is that? Burkinabe government, which is prioritized the empowerment of the return of the diaspora. The government has created an internal ministerial committee to collaborate with the ADI. Okay, so they're supposed to have this internal ministry committee who's collaborating with them. So then they have tours. They're going to connect your roots, promote cultural exchange, welcome home tours, youth engagement, and some other alliances. All right, if you want to go read that, just go ahead and Google this organization and you'll find exactly what I found. All right. So the thing that stood out to me the most about that was that this company was all about pulling on your heartstrings. This was all about your emotions. Okay? This was all about, hold on, let me ask. What red flags do you see? Do you see for scamming? All right, let's see. Okay, so I told you, I knew it. Red flags for scamming. Let me show y'all these. All right, let me go through y'all comments. And I'm going to show y'all the red flags for just from what they do, what their mission statement, what they do. I could read that and tell this is just an emotional buy. Usually when emotions are involved, what they're going to do, y'all, they're going to try to scam us out of some money. All right. Bantu Lisa says, we know, Kiki, you are a hard worker, honey. Yes. Yes. I wish I could do YouTube full time. I would love that. Where did I messed up, y'all? Lord, I done got off of here somewhere. Where was I at? Okay, right here. Chosen One says, okay, that was a lot. Pan-African is an ideology and aims to encourage and strengthen bonds of stability between the indigenous. So it's nothing about investing our money. It's nothing about rebuilding, because that's all I've been getting. It's about investing our money and rebuilding. Hey, where you been? Where you been? Hey, Kiki, thanks for address. Sure, no problem. But where you been? How you been? The throne. Hey, sorry, I'm late. I'm moving across. Oh, where you moving to? Wakanda was a scam. They took what? So this lady took $2 million in this Wakanda scam? Don't tell me this. So she took $2 million in the Wakanda scam. She got fired from the AU for misappropriation of funds, and now she done come right back around, and 1,200 people are mad because they gave her $830 something because she scammed them. But y'all know this is what she does. I don't get it. What are you mad about? Had help from another 501c3 stateside to draw people in. Who helped them? Bantu Lisa, tell us. Yes, that is. Who did they have help from? Because this makes no sense. Who helped? It's just like the same thing in Tanzania with the Hebrew Israelites. Those people had that church. Remember the little boys from whatever that show was. I forgot their name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The Dry Bones Project. Them people. They were encouraging people to go there and deal with T3andMe and Mark Meets Africa. So they were behind that. So who's behind this? A doctor. Wait a minute. For Black spoke about a doctor 5. Okay, so you think she talked about what? Who? Doctor who? She been talking about her. Yeah, that's not true. People do listen. Yep, she lives in a plantation. No, I can't even imagine that. No, I think For Black is on here now. Is she? The Throne. Well, in today's Zoom, they were calling Black. No, they wasn't. You lying. Who was saying that? But she said it on the video. I'm about to play y'all the video how she was talking about us. If this is a new yes, this is a new investment company. Are they taking advantage of current fear-inducing? Yes, they are. All right, so there's a lot of comments. Let me get up here and get to these videos because it's a lot. The first one I want y'all to see. Now, where we at? So, look, this is the first video. So, this was what started. For Black talked about this earlier. It was a couple of weeks ago. But she had talked, right? She did talk about this, all right? But I don't follow this woman, Africana lady. Oh, this is what I wanted to show y'all. The red flags. Hold on. Wait, where is it? Okay, hold on. Let me show y'all the red flags before we get to the thing. So I just asked, I said, are there red flags of scamming? So let me show y'all. It says communication and urgency. This is the red flags. Red flags and scam involve a combination, listen to this, y'all, of psychological manipulation. When they start talking about slavery, they're trying to use psychological manipulation on us, okay? And unusual request for money. Common warning signs appear across different types of scams, from online phishing attempts to investment fraud. Communication and urgency. Unexpected contact. Well, I don't know how they reached her. Pressure to act immediately. Emotional manipulation. All of this. Secret keeping, refusal. All of this was what we saw. All right? In here, and what we saw and above. Okay? It's too good to be true. We know it's too good to be true. We know this, you get instant citizenship. We know that's too good to be true. You only gonna pay $835. Come on. All that's a sign, right? All of that is signs that this is nothing but a scam. All right. So let me pull up this other stuff because I gotta go fast. So now we're gonna look at, I don't know if this was the first person to talk about it, but this was the video that OSHAY had referenced. And I went there.
Been affected by.
And it was, what's his name? I called the man, what's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. So let's listen to this for a little bit. We're going to stop, we're going to comment and come back. All right.
This decision that was made from Burkina Faso by not awarding citizenships, not only to African Americans from the ADI group, that was for anybody. So let's not make it seem as though that Burkina Faso was prejudiced against denying citizenships just to African Americans, but this was across the board, denying citizenships. So I'm going to get into my military background here after I let the people speak, and why I believe this is not the right time. Demographics of a different country. I just heard from her. She, as I say, I'd rather not delve into those type of business adventures. So without further ado, you all, I have some members here that I'm going to bring in.
Now, these are two members of, I guess, ADDI. These are two members, and I wish they would have explained what made them invest, because I want to know, why would you invest with somebody who was fired for misappropriation of funds? Why would you invest with somebody who clearly it is not about citizenship? It is clearly about rebuilding Africa. Why are you investing in that when your goal is citizenship? They didn't answer that question.
Very important people, just like yourselves, who have went on this journey and want to share the impact of this decision that has happened. And I don't know, and I'm quite sure probably they don't know what's probably going on behind the scenes when the Burkina Faso gets the word of this and how it's affected many people. I don't.
Members of the diaspora to come
share their experience and what to be able to fix this situation. All I have is right now. So without further ado, let me bring in two, and we should have one joining us here and hopefully in the near future here to share their experience and what's going on. But I want to start with Taylor Renee, a young lady that I just met, who I just heard from her. She moved to Burkina Faso.
Why would you do that?
Left everything and came to Burkina Faso with the hopes and with the understanding she would get a citizenship. Hard pill to swallow when you make a transition like that and something like this blow up in your face. Good evening to you, Taylor. Please introduce yourself. Any information that you would like to share with the people, you are at liberty to do. Please do that.
So hello, everybody. My name is, as you can see, Taylor Renee.
Now, before Miss Taylor Renee begins, my question to Miss Taylor Renee is, why in the world would you relocate to a country you've never been to? Why would you relocate to a country you don't speak the language? Maybe she speaks French. I don't know. She hasn't said it. She doesn't say I speak French, but I'm wondering, how was she communicating with these people? She didn't say I studied French in school. I've studied French for years and years and years. She didn't say that. So I'm wondering, how was she communicating? The fact that this person just up and went to this country, that's a warning sign that I'm not going to even say it. Let me just put this on.
I have a background in social work, human services, and women and gender studies.
Not French.
When I heard the call that Troy was putting out to call for members of the diaspora to come back home, and also then through ADDI extending through the government, as they were saying, for us to come back home, I heeded the call because I kept asking myself, what side of history did I want to be on? Did I want to continue to stay in the U.S. and work for a government and pay taxes that were being used in the way that we can all see that they're currently being used for? Or did I want to come and fight for what is right, take my ancestors home, and be on the side of history that when I lay my head down and I breathe my last breath, I won't have any regrets? So I came here to Burkina Faso. Like I said, my background is social work, so I donated a majority of everything that I had. I saved the rest of the money that I had, and I moved here. Had my plans of basically how I was going to budget everything, and here and there had some mishaps. But since I've been here, I've been able to see the impact that I've had while I've been here, whether it's helping students get supplies for schools, raising laptops for students, helping people getting their cars fixed for their taxi services, and they're having 14 family members they're taking care of, or helping people, tutoring them in English, tutoring.
So this lady, she's helping. This is how she's helping the people. And Lord, I'm not laughing at her. But this shows you how ill-prepared these people are. This shows you how ill-prepared these people are. This lady truly believes that God, or whoever this person she believes in, called her to go to Burkina Faso to give everything she's got to these kids, to whoever she's meeting there. She's just giving everything she's got. Soon she will have nothing. Then what is she going to do? What is she going to do? She's tutoring them in English. Does she speak French? That's what I want to know. How is she communicating with these people?
In French and seeing that impact on people. So I regret nothing as far as coming here. What has the promises that have been made and how they are not being kept, and how allegedly they were never intended to be kept, that is the issue that I have. I have no issue with the government of Burkina Faso. I
want to know what was the promises that were made. The promises that were made were those the promises that we read? That you were going to invest in Burkina Faso, you were going to rebuild the country, you were going to do all of that? Is that what you're talking about?
have no ill will towards them, or am I really upset? I'm just looking for even more clarity on the situation. And no matter what, at the end of the day, whatever I decide to choose and what aligns with me, what the Most High calls me to do, is what I will follow and I will do, because I want to continue to fight the good fight for my people, for my brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles.
What good fight is she fighting for her people by going to Burkina Faso? Stop like the kids say, stop the cap. Stop the cap. What fight is she fighting for us by going to Burkina Faso with whatever little money she had and taking whatever little bit she has and giving it away to people? How is she helping us as a people by doing that? She's making us look stupid. This is another person making us look stupid. You over there giving away everything you got, and you ain't even got that much. And you think you helping them, and you think you helping us, and you think you saving the world by doing that? Making us look stupid again? Looking like fools?
The children, so that one day we won't have any bumps when we decide to return home, because somebody has to come here and somebody has to pave the way.
So this is what they think. By going there, giving these little whatever they give, they smoothing the road for us? You ain't smoothing the road for us. I've been there 13 times and the road is still bumpy. The road is still bumpy. Only person gonna be able to smooth the road for us is some government officials over there. By investing and cleaning up, I ain't gonna get on that.
Somebody has to take the bumpy ride to make it smooth, so that the next group of people that decide to come can come, and it can.
This is unbelievable.
Thank you for that, Taylor. And I'll have some questions here, and we'll get into, this whole idea of getting citizenships and where it kind of ended up at. But before that, let me go ahead and also bring in my brother, Jason. Brian, please, Brian, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and we can get into this this whole sabbatical, excuse me, this whole thing that's blew up in a sense for people.
All right. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and give all praises to the Most High. And I want to say thank you, brother, for even allowing us the opportunity to speak. I'm I'm a jack of all trades, 20 years military, background in logistics, security, hazardous materials. I'm also in the legal system as far as my position currently right now.
So that makes me think that this man has critical thinking skills. So he said he's in the legal field. If he's in the legal field, he should know that no organization can promise you citizenship. He should know that is an act of Congress in whatever country. He should know this. He's been 20 years in the military, blah, blah, logistics, blah, blah, that, blah, blah, this, and now I'm in the legal field? But you still fell for the okie doke? I'm confused. I'm confused.
I do a little bit of everything, and just like yourself, I do have a strong military background, United States Navy and Army. I want to go ahead and say, first of all, when it comes to this situation,
they want this.
It's
you know
not
what?
so much.
These people want everybody to be held accountable, but them. These 1,200 people want everybody to be held accountable, but them. Accountability starts with you. Their banks probably are not going to give them anything back because you willingly done this. You willingly gave them your money. You willingly went along with something that was just ridiculous. And you have, especially this man and this lady. She said, I went to school. I studied social work. So you know how to research. Why don't you just research this? If you went this far in school, you know how Congress works. You know how laws work. You know, no, immigration is not just, oh, a company's going to give it to you. But now everybody's in an uproar because these 1,200 people wanted everybody else to be accountable for their actions except for them. That's what I have a problem with.
It's not about smearing Dr. Africana, right? It's about bringing transparency. I want to make sure that we clarify some things about situations. I'm a very fundamental person when it comes to looking at how things have been done, and because there's two different insurances that you must purchase that wasn't even addressed, but these are all through recommendations that they have, that they made, that this is what we want y'all to do because we've made this deal and we've done this. So now you wait on this diamond, and then they come back and they say, well, we're not giving you a diamond. We're going to give you a piece of coal, some charcoal. And it's the same as a diamond. And they tell you that. And they say, it's almost the same. And then they belittle you for saying, no, I do recognize that over 10,000 years and a certain amount of applied pressure, the diamond, that it can become a diamond, but that's not what you sold. That's not what you advertised, and that's not what you marketed. When it comes to ADDI, when it comes to their organization, this is not a one-off. So I did notice that and this is where it has come a problem, is that everyone gives the benefit of the doubt, but how many times do you give the benefit of the doubt? See, throughout the investigations and talking to multiple people, when you bring up Wakanda, every time money has come up missing.
He knew about Wakanda. They knew about Wakanda. But you still invested with her. You still invested with her.
Every time money has come up missing.
Yeah.
Right? So if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck,
but you invested
9
with the
times
duck.
out of 10, it's a duck.
But you invested with the duck. So why come to us, get everybody all in an uproar when you failed to do what you needed to do? He's talking about it looked like a duck, it quacked like a duck, it walked like a duck. Then you knew it was a duck when you gave her your money.
If you get removed from your position for
See, you
Still,
knew that
we can
too.
use fancy
He
words and
knew
say
that too.
misappropriation of funds,
Wow.
right?
So
We
they
can
knew
use
all of
those
that,
words, but
Yeah.
it's called stealing.
but they still
Now,
invested
Yeah.
with her.
you are 100% right, because two things can be the exact same. You can speak against the Union, the French, and you can still be a thief. There is no such thing, and I'm not calling her a thief because I want to make sure I clarify this.
Right.
But two
Right.
things can be the exact same. You can do good on your right hand and still punch somebody with your left, right?
Yeah.
We continually try to put the two together and say that this is not the case. But here is a fact, there's a pattern. And as people, we must start to look at the pattern and hold everyone accountable, because if they are a detriment to the mission,
Why don't
then
you
they are
hold
not our
yourselves
friends.
accountable?
Hurt the spirits, and they're walking that wall. What was talks of. And here's the problem. What these people have done is they've prayed, and I say prayed because and it's predatory. What they realized is that President
I
Ibrahim
would say it would be
is
predatorial if you knew nothing about this lady's background. They clearly knew about this lady's background. They clearly knew they were dealing with the devil. They clearly knew. He told us. They clearly knew. And if you didn't know, all you had to do was do a simple search on your phone, ask Gemini, or you can go ask GChat, whatever his name is, Chat GPT. It's free. It's free. Information is free, people.
like this glowing figure. And for me, I can understand this because we see him and we see the fight, and we are looking to join that revolution.
Mhm.
There are people across the world that want to be a part of what's going on, right? They have the calling, they've heard the ancestors, they've heard the spirits, and they're walking that walk.
Listen to this.
And what has happened is organizations have learned how to prey on them, because where we have failed is we didn't do our due diligence on our research.
What calling is he talking about? They've heard the calling of what? To go to Africa. So now y'all get scammed because y'all y'all get scammed because y'all don't hold yourselves accountable for y'all actions. That's why y'all continue to keep getting scammed, because this is getting ridiculous. At this point, this is getting a little bit ridiculous, especially with her. Now, Mark Meets Africa, nobody knew what he was doing until we told on dude. T3 and me, nobody knew what he was doing. Daniel, nobody knew what he was doing. Those people really did not know. But these people had a history. They have a history of doing this. This woman has a history of doing this. You chose to dance with the devil. Period.
See, we trusted the name, we trusted her allure, we trusted
Oh, Lord.
that
He
and
was fired for misappropriation of funds. She took, y'all said, over $2 million for a Wakanda city that never got built. What allure? What is alluring about a person who gets fired for misappropriation of funds? And you know about it.
angelic voice.
Wow, y'all.
Right?
Wow.
But we have failed to remember that the serpent had a sweet voice too. Lucifer, and I am not a Christian, so I don't want anybody to get upset, but Lucifer was a smooth talking individual. Right? Just because someone sounds good and they bring this echelon of making you feel good,
What's
it
the
doesn't
sound
mean
got
they
to
have
do
your
with it?
best
Y'all know
interest.
what she did.
We as people have to understand that. And we as people have to hold them
Nothing's going to
accountable.
be done,
And we
just
have to
Jones.
ask these
They
tough
gave her that
questions.
money.
So again, I'm
What's
not
going to be
calling her a
done about
thief.
that?
I'm not going to call her, I'm not going to even assume that she doesn't know how to manage funds. What I am going to say is, here's the tough question.
And it was a donation.
Why is it every time your name is attached to something,
look,
where you are collecting money from thousands of people, where you're collecting donations, Why is it that it always, not only does it always fall through, but you do not have the integrity or the fortitude to address those people as equals and explain to them what went wrong? Why is it that you get the have the audacity to talk to people as if you, or if they are beneath you, when you have, you've lied to them, you have misrepresented facts, you have not stood in the quality of being this person that we uphold you to be. You are
Now,
no different than the slave master that sold. When you go look at it, just because the Europeans were slave owners doesn't make the African slave owners any less guilty. We
Come
got to hold everyone
on.
accountable.
Come on. What does this
Jason,
have to do with you
Mhm.
taking out? Come on.
me and you kind of talked a little on messaging, WhatsApp and all, and you shared with me that you're a magistrate.
Yes, I'm not. Yeah, but we don't put that. Let's keep those two things separate. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, now, if this man is a magistrate, why are you at your job doing a YouTube live video? Make that make sense. He claims he's a magistrate. A magistrate has no business being at the courthouse filming a YouTube video in the courthouse, in his office, wherever this is, about some personal ish. See the caliber of the people we're dealing with here? See the caliber, but you don't want people to know you're a magistrate, but you're at your magistrate office. You're at the place. And he's a magistrate. He should know this is all a lie. He really should know better. He really should know better. And if you want to keep things separate, you keep them separate. You don't do a live video at your place of business.
Well, the only reason why I say that is because you know the legal jargons,
right,
and the wording
and
of,
he should know.
or you have
exactly
a position to discern and determine
exactly
certain things that might fall out of the law.
Exactly. So he should have known from 21 Jump Street. He should have known this ain't right. This don't even sound right. You can't have this without Congress. You can't just go in and change laws, like especially immigration laws. But he didn't think about that either.
Yes.
Or things that
Intent.
may be.
There's a question of intent. Intent. The intent
With
to
intent.
defraud. Yes. The intent to defraud. Or, and while I can't give a legal opinion, I can tell you from a personal reading and comprehension, the fact that you misrepresented the president, saying that he had signed a declaration that citizenship would be guaranteed to every ADDI member.
Numerous times.
Now, Taylor,
if he signed the declaration, why don't you guys have a copy of that declaration? Don't you think that would have been on the news? Don't you think there would have been pictures of him signing this declaration? Don't you think there would have been some type of footprint? You're a magistrate, sir. You said that. You're sitting in your court place. You don't think there would be some type of digital footprint? And he signed this historic document?
See, I see you amening and shaking your head, because I know that even for myself, I receive all the emails. I've been on some Zooms, and the titles were definitely about, join the club, get your citizenship, share with the people.
Streamline process, easy.
Okay, yeah.
Just follow these steps, and you submit your background check, submit your ID, submit your this and that. It's simple. We'll submit it to the government. Citizenship. You're going to be. They were saying that basically we were going to be like the guests of the president. We're going to be the guests, the honored guests of the president. Yes, because me, what I would say is that in this lifetime, I believe everybody, a lot of people, most people will receive gifts. One of mine is I have a nose for lies, fraud, and deception like a bloodhound.
Oh,
and it
hold
may
on.
just be accidental. But especially since I decided, I moved here on July 18th. I moved here incredibly early because even when the first date got pushed back because of safety concerns that we heard that was not really what was happening. I, at that point, was feeling in my spirit that this was about to be disorganized. I started seeing the writings on the walls. So I decided,
so
for other
your spirit didn't tell you when Wakanda was fake. Your spirit didn't tell you she was fake then. When she got fired from the AU for misappropriation of funds, your spirit didn't tell you she was fake then. And now you all the way in Burkina Faso, a country you don't know nothing, you obviously don't know nothing about. Now you're over there talking about you got this spirit of discernment and you got all these gifts and you could spot a scam, but you couldn't spot this scam? You couldn't spot this scam? Where do these people come from, y'all?
Reasons to go ahead and move here, get myself stable, settled, and start figuring everything out.
Figuring what out?
When we started getting on these Zoom calls, and because they really were promoting this like this was a
president, girl, and they believed it.
I don't know. This was some sort of big event. They're hyping it up. I started asking questions because I like to go and chat to people. I was hanging out at the airport and things. And one of the things that
I was hanging out at the airport. What do you mean you were hanging out at the airport? Who hangs out at the airport, and especially an African airport? I don't know about the African airports I've been to. I don't know who's hanging out at that airport. And look and see what she was doing while she was hanging out at the airport.
It came up was, oh, hey, we're going to have vaccine upon arrival. Well, I just so happen to be at this airport a lot. Made quite a few friends at this airport.
She's at the airport a lot. She makes a lot of friends. Why is she at the airport a lot? What kind of people are these, y'all? What is this lady doing at the airport a lot? He didn't even ask that.
I started asking them, hey, so about this vaccine upon arrival thing, has ADDI reached out to you, about the vaccine upon arrival? Because it's about late July, August at this time. And if we're all supposed to be getting here about October, November, with this many people coming in, this is something that you need to be preparing for. This many vaccines, and then the staff that's going to be here. So I'm asking questions. To the direct people that would be handling this in the airport. I'm getting their phone numbers, WhatsApps, and I'm like, hey, so what's going on with this? They're like, we don't know what you're talking about, first of all. First
of all, who was she talking to in the airport? Who was she asking all these questions to? Because this is a military country that's ran by a military country organization. It's not like a regular country. So I know there's military people all over the freaking airport. So who is she going up to having these conversations with? And how are they having these conversations with? Only people who can speak fluent French are the people who went to school. Okay, the average person there speaks their local language. They speak their local language. Who is she having these conversations with? This whole story don't make no dang on sense.
Oh, we don't do that. We've never done that. And so I'm like, oh,
Look.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Nobody's reached out to you? Do you know who ADDI is? I'm here for my citizenship. Have you you're returning?
She's saying this to the people at the airport. Who? Immigration? Customers? Who? And why isn't he saying, well, who are you having these conversations with? Are they real people or are they people in your head?
In Ghana, these things, not ringing a bell. Have no idea what you're talking about. Never heard of any of this, what you're talking about. Oh, but here's our contact information. And if you can let us know closer to time,
Wow,
we can help you figure this out. And I'm like, oh, okay. No, jots this down for later. Okay. Then
so you're saying that things started to add up, starting to add up, and it's
yeah, but also that's my discernment. That's one of my gifts. I have a nose like a bloodhound. I tell people all the time, don't go doing no wrong and no crookedness, you scamming grannies and doing all this stuff near me. I'm not holding.
They're not scamming grannies, ma'am. They're passport grannies. Passport grannies. They're land scammers and passport grannies. These people are strange to me. I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth. I'm picking up weird vibes. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm picking up something don't sound right with these stories. They just don't. They just don't. They don't.
You're out here literally destroying people's lives. By all means, you're Robin Hood. You
destroying people's lives. They're not making y'all join.
Okay, but you're doing.
All right, now let me go to this next lady because we watching them too long. Let me show y'all this other lady. She came up here.
We're not people that are trying to cause division. What we are saying is this. Breaks me to have to say that this woman has acted in direct defiance to what our ancestors are moving.
Another emotional
I want to make sure that I clarify because there's going to be a lot
How
of people
about
that
what this lady did was illegal. This lady, what she did and what she's doing is illegal. She took our money for something, theft by deception. She told us we were going to get citizenship and we didn't. But the bank is going to look at you like you're a fool because they're going to say, well, what did they give you to prove that? Oh, they gave me nothing. They just said that. And you paid for that? Oh. Then they're going to say, what was the other thing she said they were trying to give them? I can't remember right now. Let me go on with this.
Person, and you heard her speak. I want to make sure that people understand that we are actually on the ground trying to move this forward. We want brothers and sisters to not only get their citizenship, and it doesn't matter whether it's Burkina Faso, it doesn't matter whether it's Sierra Leone. We want them to get this. We want them to be able to pass it down to their children, their children's children's children. We want them to learn.
We want you to pass the citizenship. Oh, what happened? Hold on, y'all. I don't even know what happened. I must have hit something. Hold on.
Think of her in this
Listen to what he said. We want you to pass the. How you gonna pass the citizenship down to your children's children? What? These people. Let me take some comments. I'm hitting the wrong dang on buttons. Let me take some comments. These people ain't even making no sense. They ain't even making no sense. I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up, y'all, since we've been out here for a while. African Goddess says exactly. And as an older woman, it's worrying to watch her. Yeah, who are y'all talking about? A young black lady with a nose like a bloodhound is probably recently released from a mental institution in America. Sad but true. See what I'm saying? Wow. I've been to an ADDI meeting, Rainey says. Meetings, and their primary goal is to connect Black people in the diaspora with various African countries. Okay. Delusions of grandeur. Yeah. A simple Google search indicated enough to dig deeper. It sure does, Justine Jones. Her discernment radar is broken if it notifies her after making a huge mistake. Girl, I just can't with this chick. I can't with none of them. A gift, like I said, the delusion is for real. Downright pathological. Yes, this is unbelievable. Look, I can't even talk. She needs to go back to the States. She too naive and vulnerable. Yeah, she is very naive, but she knows it. She knows everything. I just can't with this chicken. Auntie Lisa says the girl might be Haitian American to speak to the natives in Burkina Faso. Honey, she ain't speaking to them. I don't believe nothing she's saying. Oh my God, I've been to the international airport in Obalago. I know that I ain't saying a word. Oh, I'm not going to no country and that word. No, forget that. And it's definitely a place you would not be just hanging out at. See, imagine if it was an airport in the other part of the country. Thank you. Thank you. You ain't just hanging out at no daggone airport in Africa. This is a consequence of absence. What is this? Absence of political education and decades of this. And yes, we used to have a newspaper. Yes, they don't have none of that, honey. And see, that's what we need. Newspapers and stuff like that again. Since the 1800s, they may have many American oh God, I can't even say that word. Abolitionist. I'm not even going to try it no more. Who wrote okay. I'm sorry, I can't say that word right now. I have an ideal young woman would be hanging out at the airport, but I'm not going to say why. Hi, Terry White. I haven't seen you in a while. When will the Black American diaspora wake up? It never fails with these African main draw. Yes. Mama Rock says, visit, rent, try different. Yes, but come on. All right, y'all, we've been on here hour and 37 seconds. Let's get to the next one. All right, what else? Oh, I want y'all to hear what this lady said.
We don't know, and this is where it gets real convoluted. When we've asked now for that proclamation, because we've asked to exonerate any kind of mistrust. Crazy. If he signed a proclamation,
you would
because
have
it's been stated on numerous calls.
Y'all don't think it would have been on the news?
If he signed it, then this is where what you said becomes factual. Things fall through.
Yeah.
But the fact that no one from ADDI has shown that proclamation,
produced the proclamation,
and then the fact that the ambassador has made it clear that there was never an intent to grant citizenship, that it was a wish. So now somebody is lying, and this is my problem with this. Either, and again, I'm not calling her a liar, because I'm giving her the opportunity to stand and say, oh no, we have it here. Either she's a liar and she lied on the president of Burkina Faso, or president of Burkina Faso misrepresented and was not able to come through. But one of them have to be true. We as ADDI members that said, show us the proclamation. That's all. You want to clear everything up? Show us the proclamation. And that has not been shown. It's been a lot of lip service. It's been a lot of, I dare you accuse us of such things.
Okay, I'm back.
It's not been. So if there's a proclamation, then what you said in the beginning of your show, it holds weight. It says, okay, he signed it, it fell through, and you know what? I'll be the first one to apologize.
There is no proclamation. If there was a proclamation, it would have been on the news. This man, he claims he's got all this experience and he's some magistrate. He should know that. He should know come on, stop, people. Don't be stupid.
within a small group of the original 1,200, because everyone that's that was slated to go on this trip, they are not in this particular WhatsApp group. So what happened was one of the members of that group put something in the group on or about September 18th, 19th, basically indicating that there was not going to be any citizenship. That's just to give you a synopsis. It was a long message that the brother had put in there. So of course, initially when everyone saw that, they were getting angry with him because they thought that he was sowing seeds of discord, which
because he was telling them, this is not sounding right. This is not going to lead to nothing. What they do, they get mad at him because he's telling the truth.
In actuality, the brother was not. The brother was spot on. So people began to contact ADDI leadership, the admin team, about what was posted in the WhatsApp group. And then all of a sudden, on September the 29th, there was an emergency meeting happening, okay? So I want to get this clear, how this thing was going to continue to permeate as a lie and as a fraudulent venture in this sense of citizenship, had no one ever came out on or about September the 18th, 19th with that information. Now, how this brother knew, he's not here to speak to how he knew, so we won't get into that, okay, with him posting this particular message. So that's one point. They were going to continue the fraud all the way up until people got into Burkina. And what we have deducted is they would have continued it. And once people got on ground, Go Black, they were going to say, okay, well, the government's not offering citizenship. They're going to give you permanent residency.
So that's what was going to
happen. Here. Because all of a sudden now you have this meeting. Now I want to backtrack just a little bit even before that. Another issue came up after the July 19th Zoom call, okay? That issue was about a $500 registration.
Now listen to this, y'all. Listen to this.
Okay?
Out of nowhere, this $500 registration fee came up.
Yes.
Out of nowhere.
Now, this fee, since March, and everyone had been submitting, and they've been sending all these emails, this fee never came up. It never came up until this particular Zoom call. All right. So they brought it up. There was a lot of there was not a lot of clarity about this $500. It was very ambiguous. So on subsequent calls, they began to hammer this list about what was going to be needed for this. Basically, $150,000 party. People on the Zooms were saying, hey, we don't even want that crap. How about we use this money into the local economy, onto the people? Because one, you all keep saying, well, we need to donate books, laptops, medical supplies, blah, 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 blah. So people wanted that money to go there versus a freaking pool party and wearing berets and then saying, well, we're going to go meet the president of Mali, the president of Niger, etc. This is in all of the Zoom calls. So I want to say this too, Go Black. I'm going to be a little bit long-winded. All of these people who are in the chat right now, because her followers, if you will, they are over here. A lot of them are caping for her. And a lot of them are doing this for one simple reason. And it is because she is an elder. You continue Zoom meetings and continue to belittle people and talk crazy to people. And it's not only him, Benson as well. They talk so disgusting to people.
Okay, so this is them. These are the three people who were the ADDI members. All right, these are the people who are sharing their experience with Dr. Ericana. All right, and this ADDI stuff. Again, I'm saying you people should have known. You people should have been fully aware of what was going to happen because of her background and what has been going on with her. Honor guests of the president, and they believe that. Yeah, they believed all that. That's what I said. They just make us look stupid. Before anyone decides to move to Africa, make sure you are emotionally healed. Thank you. From generational and present wounds. If not, you're setting yourself up to be used and abused. Yep. Her speech is her speech in front of President Toure swayed a lot of people. The guy ain't no magistrate. If he is a D. You are silly. A DEI hire. Facts. Yeah. Someone put another chat. What? Someone put in another chat that Ericana had her team calling members' jobs to get them fired for being. Well, you can't get fired for that though. But they can get in trouble for calling their job and harassing them. They can do that. Yeah, the proclamation did not exist. Good point. Yeah, it never existed. So they were actually easily seduced. Yes, they were. Let them come with any I know. Yeah, they were easily taken advantage of. These people were easily taken advantage of. It's actually called GBT. What? Honey, I just call it chat. I don't care. I don't know what I call that stuff. Chat somebody. If Africana and ADI was a scammer, I actually add, it didn't confirm or deny, but it did say there are suspicious and further, yes, investigation is needed. All right, so let's look at what she had to say. So after I watched that, this video came up by this lady named Ivy. All right, so this is what we were supposed to get out of this video. They had invested $835. They believed they'd received passports and land. And the members report no citizenship or documentation has ever arrived to this point. ADDI has defended the payments as administrative processing fees. Frustration continues to grow among the diaspora who feel misled and abandoned. I wouldn't have paid no hundreds of dollars expecting to gain no citizenship, because you can't. I know that's a lie. All you have to do is look into their constitution, and it'll tell you that was a lie. No documents, no updates, no nothing. So now let's look and see what Dr. Africana had. Ericana. Let's see what this chick had to say, y'all. All right, let's go back and see what she had to say. Hold on. Let's go see what she had to say. Oh, wait. No, let's see what OSHAY said. And then we're going to look at what OSHAY said then, because she responded to OSHAY and what's his name? All right, so let's see what OSHAY had to say. Now, OSHAY had a whole bunch of information about this. All right. So I didn't know which one to really start with. So I thought we would use this one, because this one was his live stream. And he was explaining that this is truly the relationship that we have with them.
But I cannot come on here and be this. Okay? And I came here, like many other Black Americans, with a lot of hope, with a lot of joy, with so much to look forward to in working with the people here in this beautiful continent. And I love it. I still do love it. But I cannot come on here and be a liar. And this is what many African countries would love for us to do. You see, what Africans, especially the ones at the top level, when they encounter Black Americans, they want us to sell Africa also.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, this is what they want to do.
Yep.
And again, at the same time, you're trying to work with Africa, promoting Africa, you spending your money. You're investing your money.
Mm-hmm.
But then whenever you start to be critical of what you see here,
Yep.
or shit that don't make sense,
Yep.
all right? Whenever you see that, all of a sudden, you don't know how things work in Africa. That's what they're going to tell you. Well, this is not how things are done here. See, you don't know how things work. They'll tell you by country. This is Kenya. This is Uganda. This is Ghana. This is not how things work in Africa. Okay? That's what they're going to tell you. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever trials and tribulations that you are going through, you're having with certain people here or with these people here, you're supposed to eat it.
Yeah.
Okay?
You
You're
are.
supposed to kiss ass.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be okay with every type of problem
Yep.
that they give you. Now, you got to understand, they don't want to deal with your problems at all.
Right.
They don't deal with your problems in America. When they come to the United States, they don't deal with your issues.
Mm-mm.
We're going to be fair. Most Africans will stay away from Black Americans for whatever reasons, cultural stuff. So they don't want to deal with Black Americans' problems in
No,
America
they don't.
at all. And I can understand that. But when you're here, you got to deal with their problems. And they're going to make you deal with their problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But you can't say nothing about it. And pay your money, give us your money, invest. And when you talk about us,
Mm-hmm.
make sure you market us to the rest of the world as if ain't nothing wrong. And so many people who have businesses here, let's say if you're in tours, you're in consultations, you know, like I said, you're going to be a person that is going to be more okay with that because you're getting something from it. But for me, I don't have tours and don't want tours. I done told y'all many times, I don't like you. I don't want to see you. I'm just being myself. Not that I hate you or nothing. I just don't. I don't, because most of the pro-blacks that come to Africa, y'all are down bad. So I don't want y'all problems here. I've welcomed some of y'all before. Y'all have given me problems. I don't want to do with you. I'm okay watching my OnlyFans and doing whatever the hell I'm doing without you being there. Okay? However, this is a narrative. So let's get back to the Dr. Arikana thing. You literally will get scammed here in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You will lose your money in Africa. And don't nobody care about your experience.
No, they don't. Now,
At
let
the
me
same
answer this question real quick. This person said that if you listen, he says, if you listen, you will see they said people continuous asked ADI questions, but they refused to answer. So if they refuse to answer, why, number one, did you continue to do business with them? And number two, if they refuse to answer, why didn't you try to find the answer yourself? Why didn't you look it up yourself? Why didn't these people look it up themselves? There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. Everybody know what this woman do. And if you don't know, just Google it. I told you how. It's easy. So them not doing nothing but giving up money.
Time, why they marketing to you?
There ain't no
All you're going to get is sorry about that. All they're going to
There
tell
ain't
you.
no excuse for that.
They're going to tell you nothing else. I'm sorry. Jeremiah Kasimba, go sit on it. Okay? Because all they're going to tell you is I'm sorry. Nothing else. You risk your stuff. Ain't no protections for your ass over here. For the most part. They want you to take the risk. Come over here. Come do this. Now, to be fair, I'm going to say this. Uganda never really says that. So, but most countries are even inviting y'all over there. Now they trying to even take you over to Burkina Faso where your ass don't have no level of a chance to really do nothing over there. Even if you were to get residency, who that cares about you takes you to Burkina Faso? Tell me one person. It's almost like this. Listen, I'm gonna take you to a dangerous place
Yes.
that just had a military coup, and I'm gonna
Yes.
get you residency there.
Yes. This is what they were
Okay.
doing.
Now I could take you to my home country, which is Zimbabwe, and that would be better.
This is what they were doing. This is exactly what they were doing. Taking you to a dangerous country, and you're paying them to take you to this dangerous country. So you can potentially, hopefully one day become a citizen to this in this dangerous country. And there's 53 other countries you could go to in Africa. 53 other countries, but they want you to go to this one. Why? Why?
But let me take you to a place that you have francophone issues.
That's another one. Exactly. Why would you want us to go to a place that's a francophone country? Why? When you know we can't communicate with them. And if they don't speak French, I told you, only the people who speak fluent French are the people who've been in school. So the people who have not went to school formally, they're going to speak their local languages. Do you know them?
You speak French. It's dangerous. The country, the president has been has 18 assassination attempts.
Wow.
Tell me what kind of person even positions that to you and love you and care about you. What kind of person that care about you even tell you some shit like that?
Thank you.
What kind of person that care about you would even mention that?
Because they think we're stupid.
What kind of person that want the best for you even think like that?
Because they think we're stupid.
As a person who care about black people, you supposed to tell them, no, that's not a good idea. Let's take them. If we're going to ask them to go someplace, why don't we give them a safer place? Can we go get a deal with Rwanda? Can we go to even Zimbabwe, where Dr. Ericana is from? Can we go there?
Right.
No, because a person that care about you, that's just going to show you don't care about your ass. A person that care about you would never recommend that.
Right.
Would never recommend that.
Right. They wouldn't.
You would never recommend a place for a person that just had a military coup and tell me that you love them, that those group of people in the diaspora. You cannot tell me you love them. No. If they black Americans, if they're in the black diaspora, black British, and you know that the West want this man out of here, and as soon as they get him out of here, they gonna renege on everything that man has done, including your ass.
Thank you.
And you tell me that you're gonna get black Americans and the black diaspora, they're gonna invest in businesses and all that. That could be null and void. It could be.
Thank you.
Why would you give him that risk?
Thank you.
And you got all kind of stuff going on there. You got Boko Haram and all kind of jihadist groups there in the country. So you tell me who loves you acting like that. You tell me who care about you acting like that.
Thank you. They don't.
You tell me that. And then if you call that out, somehow I'm a CIA agent. Somehow I'm a problem.
Yes, honey. Yes.
And then and that's Africa for you.
Yeah.
That's how they work.
Honey.
That's what happens.
Ain't that sad?
Somehow somebody's the problem because they don't want to shut up while you do your damn BS. Somehow when you say something that don't make sense, you're the problem. You're operative. Oh, because you don't want to get somebody to get their ass scammed or lose their money.
Right.
Because when you lose your money and get scammed, they're gonna protect all those people who got scammed. Go to the police here. You something happened to you. Let me tell you this. Somebody stole a laptop from me. And this is not just for me. This is almost for all African countries. Somebody stole a laptop in my house. Okay. So we had to make a police report. Okay. You had to pick up, this is the truth. The police came here with a dog that smelled like yesterday's death sandwich. I swear to God, to 30 white folks, it was terrible. They came in here in the house. They looked around. They asked, well, where the fingerprints at? Or something like that. This dog was old as shit. Had all kind of sheddings all over my floor. I mean, it smelled like 1976 in there. You had to pay these guys to come out. Under the table. Then, for them to go back to their office, you had to give them some more money. So wait a minute. Hold on. Imagine this. Something happened to you in Burkina Faso. Your cell phone, your shit gets stolen. You know what's going to happen to you? They ain't going to tell you that when they're trying to get your money. You're going to be trying to explain to a police officer on your phone in French how they stole your stuff, and he going to say, oh, that's going to cost you about $50. You're going to be like, what? Yeah, $50. Then you're going to file a report. That's going to cost some more money. And the whole time you waiting for justice, they'll get to you when they get ready.
Yeah.
When they get ready. That's how it works here.
Yep.
When they get ready. So then if you say something about what I'm talking about right now, you the problem.
Right.
No, ain't nobody the problem. Y'all the problem. Because when I woke up this morning, I had all my damn senses. I see it for what it is. And when somebody want to change it for what it is, you got a problem with it. No. Y'all not going to be asking us to come and invest in this continent, and y'all get to keep y'all BS going. No. We're going to expose that. It need to be out there. No. We're not going to no, we're going to tell it like it is. We're going to tell it like it is. And if you don't want me here, send me back. But as long as I'm black, I'm going to tell it like it is, not how you want me to tell it.
Right.
I'm going to tell it like it is.
Right.
And all of that little dusty shit y'all niggas be doing out here, I'm going to tell it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it. Because if I can save somebody money from getting scammed out here, all you got to do, I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it every single time. I done been through it with all kind of people here, especially in the private sector, lying, scamming, scheming. And I got something for one guy. I'm about to ruin his career, his entire career, right here on this YouTube channel. Since you want to play with me. I got beat for about $20,000. But you're supposed to keep that under wraps. Nah, I'm from Del Paso Heights. We don't keep shit under wraps.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. No, we don't do that.
You're supposed to take an L and smile in Africa. You're supposed to take the L and smile. You're not supposed to say nothing. You're not supposed to complain about nothing. You're supposed to just go with the flow. No. And I'm paying my money. You've got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding.
No. So what I'm going to tell you is you better be careful when you ask us to come over here.
Thank you.
You're going to be careful.
Thank you.
And then if you leave, you're supposed to be silently. No. On my way out, if I have to leave, on my way out, we're gonna tell it like it is. We're going to tell it like it is on the way out.
Yeah.
And don't let me get back to America where I'm really safe. Then I'm really going to tell it. Because that's what they want. A lot of these people you see in the comment section, these scammer protectors. Let me tell you something.
That's what they are,
Here's the
scammer
issue.
protectors.
They left Africa for all the reasons why I'm talking about it right now. They left. Okay? They left. But you will see them same people, they don't want me to say it because they got a culture of being passive aggressive. See, passive aggressive people don't tell you how they feel. They just move. Africans get beat all the time here. They get mistreated all the time here. Okay? You can see them at the airport going to Saudi Arabia. You can see them going to Dubai. They get beat all the time. Scammed and lose everything. Kenyans getting scammed in Kenya by other Kenyans. Ugandans getting scammed here all the time. Good people. Everybody ain't a scammer in Africa. Good people. I'm talking about this happens all the time in Africa. Good, honest people. It's a lot of good, honest people in Africa.
Right. It is.
But they don't have a culture of telling the truth when something happened to them. So they be in Belgium, Europe, Sweden. And let me tell you this. When they there, they see me calling it out and they got mad. Not because I'm telling the truth, because I'm calling it out. Why are you telling it like that? So you want me to come here and be a victim for you? Is that what y'all want? Y'all want the diaspora to come and be a victim? You're not even living in Africa right now. You living in China. No, that's how y'all keep y'all powers. You little middlemen and gatekeepers. See, what they don't want to tell you is that Africa is a big continent of gatekeeping and seat holding. Talking about it's so many opportunities in Africa. It is, but guess what? You got to beat gatekeepers for it. They ain't gonna tell you that. They ain't
And you know what? There is a book by Chinua Achebe. He wrote a book about that. And I forgot the name of the book. But this book talks about how there is the old men are the gatekeepers there. And they don't let the young men access opportunities. They control the money. They control all the access. And he's right. That's why I'm telling you, people like Super Shody, he ain't got no pull there. Like I tell you, people like Kenza, they're being used and abused. And Kenza's told to use and abuse her people. Because that little boy don't have no power there. Whoever owns that land, that man named Noah who owns that land, that's the man who's telling Super Shody what to do. And Super Shody telling Kenza what to do. Because the old men are the gatekeepers there. They decide who has access and who does not.
How it's not fair. They ain't gonna tell you that. How the culture of middleman and it's not fair. They ain't gonna tell you that. Gatekeeping is 100% real here.
Yeah, it is. He wrote a whole book about it.
You know what they'll do? I'm gonna tell you what they'll do. You go in and want to work with a brand. Oh, why don't you come in? Let's meet up. First of all, the nigger gonna be there 2 hours late, and ain't no accountability here. Oh, they're gonna blame you for why they late. Man, you 2 hours late. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, he'll downplay it, or she'll downplay it all the time. You will come there, you will show them your idea. Oh, wow. That's nice. That's something to think about. That's excellent. But hold on one second. They're not ever telling you a committed time as to when y'all can work together. Here what they're gonna do. They're gonna steal all your shit. Like the brother said, they'll steal all your stuff. You'll turn around, look on Instagram. It'll be your idea there. You confront them about that. What? What are you talking about? Or they just leave you on silent. Then what they go do in the background, they'll go back around. And they'll tell their little inner little circle, oh, don't work with that person. That person's hard to work with. That person's hard to deal with. That's how they do you. Now, here you are.
See, and this is the place that we are selling everything we got to get to. This is the place we are giving up. Oh, I'll give anything to be a citizen. And you know you're treated like this. You know you are. If you say you're not, you're lying. Anybody who's been to Africa know that this is how we're treated. And
to be here, I got a right to be here.
From us.
I got a right. It's a fundamental right. And here's another right. I don't have to take your shit to be here.
We don't, but they think
I don't.
we do. They think
because you're not respecting people in Africa. You countries not respecting Black Americans in Africa.
No.
Y'all not respecting your own diaspora in Africa. Y'all not respecting them. The Kenyans in the diaspora, you don't respect them. The Ugandans in the diaspora, you don't respect them. The Nigerians in the diaspora, you don't respect them. All the diaspora, you don't respect them. They a lick, and you don't want to tell it how it is. It's a lick.
Yeah, he ain't lying.
And then another thing too, I'm gonna tell you, one of the good things that they trying to do, in my honest opinion, is for these disgruntled governments, they want Black Americans over here. You know the reason why? Because they people outside is disgruntled. So if you here and things go well for you, you be loyal to whoever is in power.
Yeah.
Because you don't care about what happened to the people that had to leave. That ain't your business. They don't want to talk about that either. But that's another story. I'll leave that for another day. Okay? That's another day. So when I'm coming after Ericana and Burkina Faso, they always got a middleman to get money out of us.
Yes, they do. Always.
They always got a middleman to scam somebody. Most
Always.
governments, most private sector businesses, most middlemen don't operate on real, good, honest work. It operates on scams, lies, and thievery. That's how it works. I've said it so many times, but I'm saying it more explicitly. Okay? It works off lies, scams, and deception.
Yes.
That's how it works here. Embezzlement, lies, empty promises, no accountability. No accountability whatsoever on this continent, usually. Go look at what's going on in South Africa and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's in a financial crisis. How is the most diversified economy on the continent in a financial damn crisis? How is it? No accountability, lying, cheating, stealing, scamming. That's how you get it. And some countries are better than others, but it's what's plaguing the continent. And you throw Black Americans into that mix. And they want and they here go along to get along. That's why you here. That's why we here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, change things silently. No, things can't be changed silently when you got all this bullshit going on in the game. I'm sorry. That's not how it works. It's not how it works.
Right. He's so right.
Y'all need to stop asking people from the diaspora to come to the continent if you're going to be dusty.
Exactly. Because just like I was talking to OSHAY, I said, I've been there 13 times. 13 times. And it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. 13 times. No matter how much you pay to stay in a nice place, you best believe you ain't gonna have lights. You best believe you're going to have problems with holes in the road, potholes in your road, especially when you're there in the rainy season. You best believe you're going to have problems with food, no matter how much money you have. So like he said, quit asking us to come. People like Dr. Ericano, if she truly loved Black Americans, why would she be asking us to go to a place like Burkina Faso? Like he is saying. Why would you ask us to go to a place like that? Why would you take our money to go to a place like that? We're not talking about Gambia. We're not talking about Ghana. Heck, we ain't even talking about Nigeria. We're talking about Burkina Faso. They don't even speak English. But she calling y'all names now because y'all don't want to go. This is the little respect that people have for us.
If you're going to be dusty, stop asking people to come here.
Because they are dusty. Like my grandma said, don't ask nobody to come to your house and your house is dirty. You know you got a dirty house. Don't ask nobody to come over your house and you got a dirty house. Clean up your house first before you ask people to come over there. Because don't nobody want to come to a dirty house.
Then y'all want to act like it's a problem with us. Well, if it's a problem with us and people like me, then what was the problems you was having before we got here?
Thank you.
Because y'all love to do that. Something happened. Oh, it's the Black Americans' fault. That's all of this, all of that. No. How was you dusting it up before we got here? How was you doing that before a Black American stepped on here as a repat or somebody from Black Britain? What was y'all doing?
Right.
We already know the answer to that. Right. We already know what y'all was doing. We know what you was doing. Down bad, dusting it up, shady. We already know you was down bad. The whole time you was down badding it up. Been down bad for years.
Mm-hmm.
What is y'all niggas talking about? What are y'all talking about? So when I'm coming after these people, I know they lying. Because these are the same things that's happened to me. So when y'all lose y'all money, I've been losing my money. Same situations. But I don't come out and really say anything about it. But I'm just tired of the BS. Y'all been down bad for years. This is not everybody, but y'all been dusty for what y'all been doing. Everybody in the world sees it. Y'all think that people don't know. You can go to all the business rankings on Forbes and you see it. Everybody sees it. What's wrong with y'all? You act like they don't see this shit? That what y'all doing? Y'all think that the governments, people don't know what y'all do? Everybody know what y'all do. In the private sectors in these countries, y'all think that somebody don't know what y'all do? Everybody knows what y'all do. And then somehow, with foreigners coming in, is it going to just change that? No.
That's
When do y'all want to take accountability for the stuff y'all doing? Dr. Ericana is just what happens in Africa. Scamming, lying, and then once you take the money from y'all, she tell y'all when she gonna meet with you about your money. That happens all the time too. You pay somebody here a lot of times. What do? Oh, okay. You got all kind of grievances. Now you're getting your ass out here handed to you on my channel. Okay, now I can come here and I can meet up with y'all when I get ready. But if she had a meeting with the Chinese, she'd have been there right soon when it happened.
Right. But that just goes to show you we're not respected at all. Not at all. They want our money, but they don't want us. They could care less about us as a people. Because like he said, if you cared truly about us, there's no way you would be trying to get us to move to Burkina Faso. There's no way. There's no way this, like he's saying, this dusty behavior would still be going on after all these years. There's no way. There's no way we still will be going through all of this just for wanting to go to Africa. All right, let me get some of these comments. If you listen, okay, we read that one. I'm trying to hurry up. When I see T3andMe promoting this, T3andMe, we got to come back to them because they're liars. They're big liars. They said they were cleared of their court charges. No, they were not. They have another court date on the 11th. T3andMe are liars. We're going to come back to them next week. We couldn't get them on this show, but we're going to get them on next week's show because these are some of the people that OSHAY is talking about. These are the people they use to scam us. People like him, people like Kenza, people like Daniel. These are what they do. They put these people out here in front of us to get us to bite, to get us to go for it. When I see T3andMe promoting when I seen T3andMe promoting this earlier, I knew it was another scam. Yes, honey. It's over. Okay. Ooh, these are old. Oh, these are real old. Let me go down here. This is 7. Those are 2 hours ago. Ooh. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me go down here to at least 8 o'clock. What time is it? Okay, let me go down here to the 7:26. Okay, we read that one. We read Terry's. I have an idea my young woman would be. I have an idea. Okay, you said you weren't going to tell us. I saw that one. This is consequences of absence of. Okay, we said that one. Political education. She needs to go back to the States. She's too naive. We read that one. We read that one. We read that one by Newton. Ethiopian Americans built its grid off of. Okay, that's too much for me to read. I'm sorry. What makes a hot land located? What makes a hot land locked, non-English speaking country appealing? Thank you, Lisa. What? Let's talk about let's not talk about the political instability. That's how you know this was all just a money grab. This was all, let me just make some money real quick off these people. Because I know these people are gullible. And I know whenever you mention Africa and you mention citizenship, they're going to pay whatever you ask them to pay. But let's ask them for something small small, so they won't be too suspicious that we're scamming. Yeah, they should have asked to see the proclamation a long time ago. Diaspora has a wisdom problem. They keep filing for scams. Yep, they do. Yep, they need to be wise. Kiki, I hope you have thick skin, because the panties and the Most High people from ADI gonna come for you for doing this live stream. You're supposed to stay quiet. Live stream? What are you talking about? Discernment works hand in hand with wisdom. Yes, she ain't got none. Why would you think the president of Therese main concern would be granting? Exactly. Thank you, African goddess. This just sounds crazy. Well, they don't have either. They said you not as okay. Discernment is a gift. Yep. First thing to do is directly go to the government website. Thank you. And look all that up, just like I did. And it's not on there. You can tell it's not on there. So she did respond to all of this. She was really upset about this, because I guess people want their money back, and she said she was going to give the money back. So in all fairness, let's listen to her response. And then we're going to get off here. So that she did respond. She insists that she's still processing citizenship applications. She blames the political instability on the delays. People saying she never had authorization to do it in the first place. And they said she should be more transparent. And again, Dr. Ericana was previously removed from the African Union for alleged misappropriation of funds. So I don't know why people are wondering what's going on when they know this is what she does. And it's not alleged. They fired her. So this is her telling everybody off now. And this lady's channel is called IB Prosper. Okay. Kinkande. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on, y'all can't see it. That's the wrong video.
The issue of citizenship for Burkina Faso. As most of you may know, last year, a group of us, we started with over 300 people, but only about 130 were able to make it. The others, they chickened out. They were afraid of the negative news about Burkina Faso. I knew better. Having been the AU ambassador to the United States, I traveled around Africa, and I have been to countries that we were told they were war-torn countries. So as such, I also knew that Burkina Faso was not what we were being told.
Chicken Land Project.
So the renegades, 130 of us, we went to Burkina Faso.
What Chicken Land Project? He said he knew she was a scammer. She started with Zimbabweans in her own country with that Chicken and Land Project. Oh, so this lady is a scammer, y'all. Why are we even talking about this? She is a scammer.
So we spent 10 days in Burkina Faso.
All right, we're going to go past
we drove
this.
To afford the train tickets and the overall cost of going to Burkina Faso. Traveling to Africa is not cheap.
No, it's
the
expensive.
Airline alone is
it's very expensive.
Slowly, as we begin to process it and begin to really understand the decision that the parliament made, there is some reasoning behind taking that two paths. Kangande, OSHAY, I think OSHAY Duke Jackson is supposed to be the guy, an African American who was going on and on about.
Well, I want to go back where she
But
said
be it as it may, this is where we are.
she don't know.
And the process goes on. We offered everybody that doesn't want to go. Kangande, OSHAY, I think OSHAY Duke Jackson is supposed to be the guy, an African American who was going on and on about Ambassador Chombori is shamming the Black Americans, inviting them to go to the West country in Africa, Burkina Faso, a country that riddled with terrorists. And also he doesn't know why everybody is putting Traore on a pedestal. And anyway, he was going to reserve his comments and his feelings about Traore. But he was just dogging me. I was scamming people. Well, for those who are calling $500 scamming you, let me tell you what that $500 covers. And this, we had a Zoom meeting where we broke down what everybody was going to get for the Friday night with DJs who have to be paid.
So she basically was having a party. She was having a party and she wanted them to pay for it with that money.
Much. Let's cut it in half, but let's see if we can fundraise for the difference in order to make it affordable for more people.
So she said they wanted 1,000.
And now
they wanted her to ask for 1,000, but she said 500.
Here we have Mr. OSHAY Duke Jackson, accusing me of scamming Black Americans and also getting them to go to a country that is the West country in Africa.
No, that's what she did.
A country that has a leader who has shown us what it means to stand up and defend your turf. Mr.
Okay,
O'Shea
we're going to
Jackson
go past that part.
These people, slaves, they were taken out of Africa against their will. That's called scamming people? Then I'm guilty as charged. A serious meeting when I'm walking to my seat in the plane.
Now, this is
walking to my seat in a plane they come from. And for Black Americans, it is Africa. Let's go home. Let's go visit Africa. We're not asking you to go live there. We're simply saying there's something anchoring by.
But how is she going to tell us America is not our home? I don't get that. How does this lady who's not even from here, who's from Zimbabwe, telling Black Americans that America is not your home? Lady, my name says we call ourselves Black Americans. That means I'm Black and I live in America. Okay? So how are you, who has no affiliation to me or mine, gonna tell us, because they think we stupid. Because they run into these stupid people. So they think we're all stupid. Because how are you going to tell us what we are and where we should be? The Irish have a home. The Chinese have a home. We got a home too. And it's called the United States of America.
Knowing where you come from.
We know where we come from.
That is all I'm trying to do. And if that's called scamming people, then I'm guilty as charged. But I will not stop, because the children of Africa must go home.
Look, the children of
Africa. Then comes Mr., I don't know his name, but he goes,
we are not the children of Africa. The children of Africa are in Africa. Those are their children. All right? We are not the children of Africa. Our great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents were the children of Africa. Then they were brought to America. Then we were born in America. We developed a whole different culture. We incorporated aspects of that culture into our culture. We did do that. We did honor our grandparents, and we incorporated their culture into our culture. But to say we're not Americans and to say we're not America, we're not from America, that is extremely offensive coming from a Zimbabwean. She's from Zimbabwe. How you gonna tell us where we from?
With the YouTube called Going Black to Africa. He claims he met me.
Yeah,
I was walking to my seat in a plane coming out of Harare. He happened to have already sat down. He got up, he noticed me, he got up and he introduced himself. And he said something about wanting to interview me, and he gave my VP his card. That was the end of our conversation.
Yeah, he said he
But
said he had a
now
personal
he said, tells
conversation
people
with her.
he met with me,
Yeah.
and we had a meeting and we talked about
you had
this
a
and we talked
personal
about that.
conversation.
How do we have a serious meeting when I'm walking to my seat in the
Right.
plane? But be it as it may, he calls people up and wants to give people an opportunity to talk about ADDI and Ambassador Arikana Chiombo. Well, here comes this girl who claimed to be a representative of ADDI in Burkina Faso.
Okay, now this is what she's saying about these people who were on there, okay?
She simply paid $1 a day for Africa, $365 in April of this year. When and how she went to Burkina Faso, we do not know. All we know is I also had a lot of videos about her where she was yelling and screaming at somebody, apparently because she had not paid for where she was staying. And the police had to be called, and she was ordered to leave the following morning. That same woman is now claiming that she was a representative of ADDI and that she went to Burkina Faso because of ADDI, and now ADDI has ruined her life. Ow. We didn't even know you went to Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso trip for ADDI is not starting until October 26th.
Yeah, we know something.
The first representatives for ADDI, apart from the gentleman, the Burkinabe gentleman who's organizing our activities on the ground, the ADDI members who are leaving for Burkina Faso are leaving on the 19th. There is no ADDI representative in Burkina Faso. So anybody claiming to be an ADDI representative in Burkina Faso, they're lying. And that young woman is one of them.
See?
She knows nothing about ADDI.
See?
She went Burkina Faso on her own. But the guy, for going back to Africa, picks up on her and doesn't do any homework.
No, just
to find out who she is. If you didn't have money, why did you go to Burkina Faso?
Exactly. And I do gotta agree with this woman on what she's saying now. You know, she's saying, why would you go to Burkina Faso if you don't have money? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you go if you don't have enough money? And why are you hanging out at the airport? Why are you hanging out at the airports? Why are you doing that?
Even a place where you're staying. We had reached out to somebody in Burkina Faso to see if ADDI can help you. Why did you go to Burkina Faso if you can't afford it? And Going Black to Africa picks on that one, and what she says, he calls it gospel truth. And here comes a Mr. Jason Brian Chapman.
This is the back.
He says he's a magistrate.
Yeah.
He knows nothing about ADDI, because if he really cared, he could have attended all the Zooms that we had. When the ambassador, after the ambassador told me about the change of plans, he also offered to come and explain to the diaspora what had happened. Ambassador Kalibuli, he came and addressed us on October 4th and explained the decision that had been made by the parliament. People asked the questions that they had. We had encouraged everybody to send your questions in advance, and the ambassador answered all those questions. This was a decision that I was informed of on the 26th of September. Our pathway was supposed to be a different pathway. And it's still going to be a different pathway because none of the people who are going to be getting their permanent residency have to stay in Burkina for 5 years before getting the permanent residency. It's still big. And so for Mr. Jason Brian Chapman to come up with all those accusations that I never went to Burkina Faso, that I've never met President Traore, where are you getting that? That you have looked through the internet and you cannot find anywhere a photograph of me. I don't do that. I don't post photographs of the people I meet. Now, people can post photographs of me, but I don't do that. I have 130 people who went with me.
So that doesn't make sense, though.
Who saw me, who were in the room.
So if you, that's kind of stuff, no, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense that you didn't have, there's no pictures of that meeting. That doesn't make sense to me.
When I addressed President Traore,
You
who
needed
were
a
with me
group.
when I stood next to President Traore, and we did a group picture in front of the palace.
Where's
And
it
you have the
at?
audacity to say I'm lying about going to the Burkina Faso. Why would I do that? Furthermore, ADDI is made up of volunteers, volunteers who have known me since I was at the AU, volunteers who understand what was done to me,
Oh,
volunteers who know the truth. One of the volunteers who was at the AU with me, when I was leaving, she said, Ambassador, you're not leaving me with these evil people. I've seen what they've done.
hey, y'all, is this her slave mansion she live in? Ooh, I bet that place is haunted.
To you.
She can't stand us for real, for real. She think we a joke. That's why she live in a slave house plantation. Yeah, yeah. That's that. And y'all giving this lady money. Wow.
I had no business taking any money from AU. I had no money. I lived in my own house, 10,000 square feet house. And you gave me $3,000 housing allowance. Where would you live in DC for $3,000? When the chairman of the African Union first came to meet with President Trump.
Okay, that's enough of her. So if you want to see the rest of this, you can go on here.
Addis.
I wanted y'all to see, you can go to Ivy's channel and you can see the rest of this lady's response. But I wanted you to see what she said about those people who were ADDI members. All right. So let's go down here and get these comments, and then we're about to get off here. As a military veteran, there is no way I'd even visit Burkina Faso. It's too much. Yeah, it's very unstable. And why would you want a citizenship in a country battling the West, mess around and get drafted? Right. That just sounds crazy. It seems very believable, just like a grandma. What? She seems very, yeah, she does seem. Well, no, she doesn't see. You have to listen to what she says. Some of what she says, you can tell it doesn't make sense. Yeah, you can get a small apartment because that's all. And that's what I thought too. That she needs a small apartment. It's just one person. What else does she need? She said it with her chest. I'm trying to help you save. She said it with her chest. I'm trying to help you slave descendants. And y'all need to quit messing with her. Because this woman looks down on us. And it is clear. It is clear. The only thing y'all can do to her is give her some of y'all money. That's it. I don't want to be around the descendants of people who stole my ancestors. Good point. Okay. Negroes need to deal with foreign countries in the Americas instead. How you gon' what? How you gon' what? Poverty shame when you average. She said, how you gonna poverty shame when your average income is $10 a month? Oh my God. BB says, beyond Africans, home and abroad. Okay. The throne says, this woman is an oxy something. All right, y'all. Right. Why doesn't she live in Africa? She want us to live there. Why don't she live there? So they can come here broke, but they want us to. Yeah, but we got to go there with money, honey. You got that right, girl. You got that right. Notice she didn't address the second lady. Yeah, you noticed that too. She didn't say nothing about her. Miss, what's her name? Liza. She the only one seemed like she had some sense. Yeah, she didn't say nothing about her. I thought about that too. I was like, I wonder why she didn't say nothing about what she said. She didn't address her at all. I want to start over. I just want to relate to a rural southern state. Right. Paying for her lifestyle and her babies He's saying Africans, and I think I'm reading it wrong. The propaganda of pushing Black Americans as ethically homeless has made people rich. Well, you know what? That's ridiculous. Because if you let these people make you think, and these people have, that America is not your home, then that's too bad for you. That is too bad for you. I've been watching OSHAY, all of OSHAY's videos. I went through every last one of them. I went through every last one of these live streams. I went through this man for Go Black to Africa. I went through his live stream. I even watched that Dr. Erica's live stream or her response. And what I'm telling you all, from what I gather, my personal response and my personal opinion of what is going on here is that once again, we are being made a fool out of. And once again, we are letting people make a fool out of us. Okay? We are letting people make a fool out of us. But what I don't get with is how do you think we should pay for your mistakes? I don't get that. That's what I don't get. So you all invest with this person who you know she has a bad reputation. Everybody on here knows this lady has a bad reputation. You 1,200 people knew this woman had a bad reputation. And if you did not know, a simple Google search. Okay. Wait a minute. My niece is telling me she's getting off work. You know she has a bad reputation. You know. So I don't understand why you're running to OSHAY, why you're going to Go Black to Africa, and to plead your sad stories when you did this willingly. The people who we talk about, they ain't like this. No, they're not. Did nobody know Daniel was a scammer? Did nobody know T3andMe was a scammer? Did nobody know Mark Meets Africa was a scammer? People to this day still try to act like they don't know Kenza is a wannabe scammer. So this is completely different. What we talk about than this what's going on here. These people know this lady got a reputation of scamming. So you knowingly enter into a relationship with a scammer. And then you come to the repack community and you cry foul, you cry foul, you cry, I've been taken advantage of, you cry, I've been led astray. When you did all this willingly. I'm so confused right now. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Your bank will probably not give you this money back. What do you want us to do? This woman has been fired. The AU has sent a whole message to the world not to trust this person, but you did anyway. So what do you want the repack community to do? Go Black to Africa did a nice video for you. OSHAY went all out for you. Only thing I got for you is what you want me to do. What you want me to do. Because at some point, you have to take accountability for your actions. You want everybody else to be accountable. You want Ericana to be accountable. You want all the other people to be accountable. But what about you? What about you doing your own investigation? And you ain't got to do much on her. It come up right away. You get everybody all worked up, get everybody in a frenzy because you don't have accountability for your actions. Because that's what this is about. Your lack of accountability. Because only a fool would believe Dr. Ericana. A fool. Hey, what's her name? Ericana? Is that her name? Only a fool would believe her. Only a fool would believe her. Only a fool would believe her. Only a fool. Only a fool would enter into a deal with her. Only a fool would, only a fool, hold on. Only a fool would be trying to relocate to Burkina Faso. Only a fool would be trying to do that. And the fact that she's encouraging us to do that, honey, she don't care nothing about us as black people. The fact that she live in a slave plantation lets you know how much she care about us and our ancestors. So I'm not quite sure what you want us to do. Because like my grandma say, when you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. And y'all lay down with a known dog. A known dog. So I don't understand how you thought you wasn't going to get up with no fleas. Over 12,000 people invested $835 each. That's nearly $1 million. $1 million. There's no verifiable documents, government documents that were ever issued. DDI continues to this day to solicit membership and donations online. Dr. Ericana, despite past AU controversies, remains active in diaspora outreach, and y'all are actively giving her money. This isn't the first time our people have been led astray under this banner of Pan-African unity. And it won't be the last time. And you know why? Because these people do not take accountability for their actions. They want somebody to do all the work for them. They want to get involved in all these emotional buys. They want to get involved in all these scams. And you can tell a scam right away because I told you the sense of urgency, its emotions, and the return on your investment is always ridiculous. This story is about learning from Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism, all I see is a bunch of scammers. You know why? Because we are always out there with our heart in our hand and our money in the other hand, ready to give it away to any scammer that asks. And I don't know what to do. We keep doing these shows. We keep putting the information out there. We keep raising awareness. But I guess the more videos we make, the more the message go out there. So that's what we got to do. That's what we're going to do. We just going to keep on putting out the videos. We just going to keep on calling a spade, and we just going to keep on talking about it. Because on this channel, we believe in honesty, integrity, and accountability from both parties, not just the scammers, but from the victims. You need to be accountable. You need to be, because at some role, you played some role in this. You played some role in this. You didn't even take enough time to, but you knew what this woman was capable of. You knew what this woman had done, but you did business with her anyway. And then after the deal go bad, after the lies come out, then you run to the repack community and get them all worked up. Get them all worked up because you failed. You failed to do your due diligence, and you failed to hold yourself accountable. If you've been affected by this, you can contact me. You can share your story if you want to. If you're thinking about joining the ADDI movement, I suggest you do your research before you do anything. Verify everything and be calm. And don't let emotions blind you to exploitation, okay? Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and please subscribe to Kiki Loves Nigeria for more discussions like this, all right? They keep you informed, aware, and safe. That's the goal here, all right? Oh, yeah. We've been on here for 3 hours. Yeah, we got to go. We got to go, y'all. But we got to do better. We got to do better. We just throwing our money away. And then we want to run and blame them when we gave it to her. You gave her that money willingly. You knew what kind of person she was, and you didn't care. And then you want to go to run to social media and say, oh, she wronged. You wronged yourself. You wronged yourself. Where's your accountability? Right. She ain't telling you to go to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, nice. Why ain't she telling you to go to Rwanda? Like O'Shea said. She telling us to go to the worst place we could go to. This woman can't stand us. She laughing at us in our face. She cannot stand Black Americans. And you know how you know? By her actions. The way she treats them. If somebody loved you, if somebody gave a damn about you, they would not be telling you to give me $835. For one, they know you ain't getting no citizenship with that. You ain't getting nothing with that. And then go watch the whole video because she's making fun of us. She calling us names. She calling them chicken. She calling them all kind of names, telling them they broke. They ain't got no money. She talking about them like a dog. But these people invested with her. These people invested with her. And then you come crying to us. Then you come crying to us. Slave descendants. And that's what they call us. Slave descendants. But the funny thing is, to Africans who were enslaved in the Americas, they never looked at themselves as slaves. Never. That was a label that was put on us to humiliate us. They looked at themselves as Africans when they came here, but after they were born here, when they start having babies, they just looked at themselves as American. Whatever they were, whatever the country was, we were a part of that. And each generation We became more a part of that, and more a part of that, and more a part of that. So who is this chick, Derica? What's her name? What's that woman name? Dr. Africana. Who is she to tell you this is not your country and that you do better in a war-torn, torn-apart country with a transitional government that can't stand the country you come from? But check this out. But she's in your country, the country she's telling us that we don't belong to. She's here trying to belong. Now, make that make sense. Make that make sense. You got to be careful of these people. Everybody who's smiling in your face ain't your friend. Wait a minute, let me read this one. He says, Kiki, what? You have to watch Dr. Duke Jackson that blew the lid on the scam. Okay, send it to me. Who was it? Because I'm just figuring it out. Send it to me. Or tell me who he is. Or where do I get the video from? Because I can't even believe this. This was a scam. This from creation was a scam. This was a scam from creation. This was nothing but a scam. Oh, thank you, DJT. She says, great live, Kiki. Always dropping good information. Oh, thank you for watching. Thank all of y'all for watching. Hey, London lady. I didn't know you was on here. 90% of Black Americans, Eddie says 90% of Black Americans were always in America. America is our motherland. Well, I don't know about 9. I don't know if I believe 90%. I don't know about that. So I mean, so how do you explain all them African people that was coming over here on those slave ships? How do you explain that? How do you explain all the Africans they took out of Africa? What happened to it? I mean, why y'all keep trying to act like that didn't happen? I don't get that. Why y'all trying to wipe that out of history? People would love for us to wipe that out of history. So why are we helping them wipe that out of history? When there's records, documents of these people coming into these ports. There's documented proof of these people coming in from Africa. So this happened. This transatlantic slave trade happened. Yes, there were Black people here. I told y'all a long time ago. They had been coming here. They were coming here long before Christopher Columbus. And if you read Christopher Columbus' journal, he will tell you the West Africans have been coming here for a long time. And he said, how I know, I see their canoes. I see the trees that grow in West Africa. I see them here. I see the plants that grow in West Africa. I see them here. The sculptures are Africans. So yes. But to try to say that the West Africans weren't brought over here and enslaved, that whole thing is that just sounds ludicrous to me. That you all are helping them try to erase our history. That they would love to erase. Because if they erase it, guess what? There's no compensation for that. We've never been compensated for that. And guess what? Everybody else has been. So guess what? If we erase that, there's no future compensation for us. Instead of running to Africa, that's what we need to focus on. And quit trying to say it didn't happen, because it did. And people need to be compensated for that, because we were put at a severe disadvantage because of that. Even to this day, we are still put at a disadvantage because of our history with slavery in America. That's why they have laws that you cannot discriminate against us. because of that. Because people will. So y'all want to act like that didn't happen? I don't get that. No, it was $500. It was $365. And then they asked them for $500, but they said it was a donation. So some people said it was a donate. They said it was a donation. So that's how they're gonna get away with it, because they said it was a donation and you willingly donated. So what's the problem? You knew. Wait a minute, let me see this one. Now remember on that video, Go Black said he was on several calls and heard the mess. Yeah, he said that. But I don't believe Go Back to Africa. He's a liar, because he said he had a personal conversation with that lady, Dr. Africana, and he did not. He did not have a personal conversation with her. He said he did, but he didn't. She said he didn't. And on the phone, when you go back to his video, he said he tries to clean it up, but he says, I had a personal, I know her personally, I met her personally. No, you didn't. That's just like me when I went to one time when I was coming back from Nigeria. Jesse Jackson was getting on the plane. I was getting off the plane. Jesse Jackson was getting on the plane. We crossed each other's path. I looked at Jesse Jackson and smiled and said hello. Jesse Jackson looked at me and smiled and said hello. That's like me saying I had a personal conversation with Jesse Jackson on the plane. No, he did not. He did not have a conversation with her. He's a liar. He went up to her. She was sitting down. He went up to her. He spoke to her workers. He did not speak to her at all. So having a personal conversation is different than seeing somebody on an airplane. So I don't believe nothing Go Black to Africa say, because he's a liar. Why people like him, I don't even know, because he's a liar. Just like when he said he didn't tell those kids I forgot where he was, in East Africa, when he was getting on them kids, because the kids was worshiping, I think they had a picture, was it Black Jesus? They had a picture of a Black Jesus in there, and they were worshiping the Black Jesus, and he got on them kids, and he went on to tell everybody that Jesus was white. Remember that? Jesus, even the Bible says he's not white. Even the Bible says the man was a Jew. Even the Bible says the man had hair like wool, like lamb's wool. So how was he white? How did he look like that picture? He didn't. But he's over there telling these kids that. I went in his comment section and I said, you did tell those kids that. He deleted my comment. Whenever he doesn't want people to know stuff about him, he just continually deletes it and deletes it and deletes it. But no, Go Black to Africa is a liar. He's a liar. A liar, liar, liar. So I don't believe nothing he said. But I heard him saying that, but I don't believe him. Africans have counterfeit spirits. Okay. Where are we at now? I done got lost. But yeah, he is a mess. He's unbelievable. No, he's so unbelievable. Wow, and investment turned into donations. Yeah, donations. He asked them. It's a 501c3, so they take donations. There was a lot of manifest of Black Americans being shipped. It sure was. There's manifest. Yeah, that was money. And they had that property insured, honey. So there's a whole bunch of them. All you got to do is go look them up, and you'll see. You'll see. That ain't no lie about all of us coming over here like that. That ain't no lie. This country got rich off of us. And they'll tell you. All you got to do is go look. All right, y'all. I'm about to get off here. I'm sorry I can't get y'all comments. I'm so sorry. After living in the U.S. for so long, from Zim, she probably think Black Americans are stupid. She do, for wanting to go, to leave America, to go to Africa. Yeah, she does. With all the stuff OSHA says you deal with, including, you do, no water. I told y'all that. I told y'all, no water, no electricity. Y'all didn't watch the videos? Y'all didn't see my live streams when I told y'all? That's what happens. The water's going to go out. First, the electricity is going to go out. And then when it stays out for days, for a day, you ain't going to have no water. Then you know you can't flush your toilet. So imagine that. And you living in a big, beautiful home, but you can't even flush your toilet. Now imagine that. But this is where you want to run to. This is where we want to run to. This is where we want to lead. If you have a house where you can't even flush the toilet, they're going to condemn that house here. They're going to condemn that house. Water's off 2-3 days. Lights off 2-3 days. Nobody's coming around. Here, that's an emergency. They calling extra troops. Oh, extra people, come. The lights off 2-3 days. In Africa, so what? Deal with it. And this is where she's telling us to go to. This is where y'all see. Look through my videos. I was just there. I was just there. Telling y'all about what it's like. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. They get out, like I said, that's why I made that video. Is it time out for Africa? Is it time out? Because how you going to keep on taking our money? Each year I go there, it costs more and more and more. It don't get less, it gets more expensive. But it's the same. Same bad roads. They do got some little nice ones now, but most of them are still bad. You still don't have stable electricity. You still don't have stable water. You still don't have safe food. And I've been going there for 13. I've been there 13 times. Come on, y'all. Come on. Who playing who? Who playing who? It's called a destiny swap when you leave America for places like that. Honey, and that's what it is. She want to swap destinies with us. And y'all crazy. I ain't swapping my destiny with nobody. Oh, so they have stable electricity? Well, that's nice. Do they have a stable government? No. What about them roads? What them roads look like? I'm talking about them side roads. What about the food? Is the food safe? Do they got safe food? Do they got all that? Honey, I don't care what they got. I ain't going. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't agree with all that Go Black says about, but in Kenya, he tried to enlighten the staff and children. Yeah, did you see that when he was telling them he was white? Jesus was white. That was crazy. It's strange. Gambia has electric problems, and Senegal. Nigeria had electric problems. What was their problem? Cameroon had electric. I've been to 3 countries. All 3 of those countries had electricity problems. So I'm tending to believe that it is the norm to have electrical problems than not. And Senegal has stable electricity? Really? Really? They don't have no electrical problems? I thought they owed somebody some money. and they was turning their lights off because they owed them money. Is that them or is that Ghana who owe them money and they have rolling blackouts because of the money? Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, that, yeah, I don't believe it's any better than Gambia. I don't. I've been to Africa too many times, y'all. The channel was called Pan-African. Okay. Daily TV. Okay. I'm going to look it up. Look at the lives. Okay, I will when I get off of here. Pan-African countries didn't. Wait. I can't see that. I'm sorry. African countries ain't. No, they ain't cheap. But ain't worth the trip. No. No. It's too much. It is too much. You pay too much to go through that, to be treated like that. You really do. You pay too much to be treated like that. And then when you come back, like I do, when I make videos about my experience, people get mad because they're like, oh, people aren't going to want to go to Africa now because you're making videos. Because I'm telling them what it's like. Because I'm telling them the truth. Are you serious? Are you serious? So you don't want them to know what they're going to go through. You want me to lie and tell them they're going to have the best time of their life. How the heck you going to have the best time of your life when the lights going to go out most of the time you there? You're going to be hot. You're going to be hungry. And sometimes you ain't going to be able to flush your toilet. So you tell me, how am I messing it up for them? By telling them the truth. That's the truth. That's the honest to God truth. And I'm thinking, oh, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Nah. It ain't got better yet. They don't care because we still come. We still come. We still spend our money. If we didn't go, if we stop going and we demand better, like O'Shea was saying, that in the music, in the entertainment industry, he was talking about this one group, I think the Ethiopians, that they got real high standards, and they are the Eritreans. They make everybody go up to their standard. Well, that's what you need to do. We need to set this as our standard. If you want our money, this is what you need to do. And I've been over here on longer than 3 hours, y'all. We got to get off. Nigerian men are putting makeup on and dressing like Muslim women to sneak into other countries. They don't even want to. No, they don't. They don't. Nigeria is really messed up now. Yeah, we gotta go. I'm sorry. Go Black is for all Black people. Okay, well, good for him. We had stable electricity in Botswana unless we were in the bush. Okay. Some countries might have stable electricity, y'all. But unfortunately, I ain't been to one. And I've been to 3. And I ain't been to 1. And I ain't been to 3. I've been to 3. And I ain't had no stable electricity in none of them places. And I was just there. When? This summer? I was just there. This summer. Just this summer. And still, no stable electricity. All right, y'all. Oh, maybe so. Okay, that could be it. The Francophone countries have stable more. Because you know what? That one, maybe that's it. I don't know. I haven't been to a Francophone country. I don't speak French. I'm not trying to go a place I don't know what I'm talking. I can't talk. Destiny swap is when people do black magic like that. They try to swap your future for their future. like your destiny for their destiny. So if they can get 1,000 of us to go to Burkina Faso, then they're going to 1,000 of them are going to take our destiny, because we won't be here to fulfill whatever our destiny was here. So those thousands of them who are here, they will step into our places and they will become us. Destiny swap. That's what they're doing. It's taking our destiny, trying to take our destiny, trying to get us out of here so they can become the Black Americans. Because you know they already call themselves African Americans. Yeah, they already call themselves that. That's mind-boggling to me. That is mind-boggling to me. That's like me going around calling myself a Igbo. I'm not no dang on Igbo. And if I call myself an Igbo, the Igbo people would be mad at me. They'd be like, you're not Igbo. Why are you calling yourself Igbo? But that's what they do. Destiny swap. I want to be the Black American. I want to be the African American. So what am I going to do? Talk them dummies into leaving what they got, while me and my people come over here and take it over. Because in their country, honey, they don't care. They just see dark skin. They all the same. Yeah. Yeah. It's like that. It's some of that. You better recognize what's going on. Oh, makes sense. I'll visit, but America is my home. Exactly, Nina. It's my home. I visit, but America is my home. All right, and I'm getting off here. Y'all. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being on here. We was on here a long time. Boy, and there was still so much more that we could have talked about. All right, y'all. So that's what happened with the money. They gave it to somebody who they knew was shaky. They gave it to her willingly. Ain't nobody arm wrestled them. Ain't nobody lied to them. Well, they did lie to them, but they should have checked it out. All right, y'all. I am off of here. Stephanie must have went off and went to bed, because she ain't even out here talking no more. All right, y'all. I love y'all so very much. Thank you so much for being a part of Kiki Loves Nigeria and the Repack community. All right, next week we will be back on here. I'm not even sure what we'll... Oh, we talking about T3 and me. Honey, because he lying talking about, they was proving that court case that, we were proven we were innocent. No, you weren't, buddy. You go back to court on the 11th. So, since we're on these Pan-African scammers again, we're going to go back to T3 and me. T3 and me, and we're going to I already produced the receipt, but we're going to talk about it some more. About T3 and me. And them allegedly saying, well, they ain't no alleged, they did say that all the court cases were over and they were not found guilty. Well, I have evidence that says otherwise. I have evidence that says T3 and me are liars. All right? So we will be back on here next week talking about them scammers, talking about them people who want us to swap destiny. We ain't swapping destiny with y'all. Yeah, we were. That was the biggest take. That was the biggest case of human trafficking in history. And you tell me there shouldn't be no compensation for human trafficking? I know that day gonna come. That day gonna come when we gonna get what we got coming to us. That day is going to come. Because that's wrong. That was wrong. On so many levels, it was wrong. On so many levels. They even got... We ain't going to get into that. We're going to be on here longer. But I know that day is going to come. All right, y'all. I'm off of here. I will see y'all next week where we're going to get back on T3 and me. All right, T3 and me. I'll see you next week. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Bye, 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 bye.